Knock there, Kamikaze gets a nade onto Admino from Godlike. Here we go, it's Godlike versus S2G. Good nade in that direction. Ooh, doesn't hit the mark just yet. And meanwhile, yeah, look at that smile from Young Galactic.
Hey guys, welcome to back new live stream. PMWC थोड़ा late है लेकिन exit करने थोड़ा.
He's just sat inside that smoke. Oh, the vehicle so close to finding him as they're looking to bonnet him. S-Power's on the move as well.
Hey, अबे.
S2G lose another player down to 2. Lost, living up to his name because he's panicking right now. Can't quite find him, but S-Power takes a bullet to the back of the head. The SMG delivers. Goodbye, Godlike, as S2G win out on that one.
Huge play on the side of S2G. Play on the side of S2G right there, right on time too. You take out Godlike, who have now moved into second place. You got to get these reses though, and the blue zone is closing. They're gonna go ahead and pick him up, get him into that vehicle and smoke. Oh, never mind. Says, this ride is for myself and myself alone as I'm driving into a whole bunch of shots. Oh, Solke. That is looking like it is going to be it. Yeah, he has to move away from the vehicle. It explodes. And S2G, nice fight, but not able to convert anything afterwards.
Hey, there's Vitality as well, getting LOS onto that. They see them and instantly farm through, stealing away some extra points. Does Smile make a move? The solo here from Yangon. He's thinking about the big picture, Jukes, but look how tempting this is.
Hello! And Razy somehow survived that. The trap was sprung, and he was able to get out with the cheese. He got out with the cheese, unscathed.
Ludicrous scenes, quick wrap around. Ooh, can't make it back in. That is going to be the deny out then. No chance to re-peek into the zone. Points denied, Yangon removed.
What is this leaderboards? What is this leaderboards, my man? What's going on here? So we got 4 from the top 5, 2 from the bottom 3, and only 1 in the mid pack. Does it need to be said here? Does it need to be said here, folks? This is insane.
Feeling pretty defined. Feels like it's all just inevitable with how it's been going. ETSH, realistically the only one towards the bottom side with anything to be earned from this. DOTA sending down to a duo. And the last man of Aura in Sleepy, tucked in behind the tree.
last match. Yeah,
honestly, he's doing enough, right? You're just trying to put up, 4 or 5 points a game. That could be enough to just put yourselves into those finals. Considering that, all the mid-pack teams aren't going to have that 20-point pop-off game that they needed. There's only, I think, 1 that stands a chance. And it's going to be tough, considering that almost all the lobby, the top of the lobby is still here. Look at this, Youngshim Red Force with 1. They're doing exactly what they need to. Now it's ETSH, the team that needs to get themselves out of the bottom. Now just getting destroyed on the side by E-Arena, the Thai squad, deleting them out of there. Nice push, though. Do a whole lot more if we want to see them in that survival stage.
Yeah, I had to squeeze extra from this one. That's what you were saying. Good isn't
enough
anymore.
VLT तो नहीं 160, Gordon 370, NS के पास NS भी है, Aura भी है, ये भी है, S2G भी है. से लेके क्या अपना 9-10 तक तो पॉइंट का डिले नहीं है, सब खेल रही है ऑलमोस्ट.
MG3 so good.
किसी ने भी एक टिकट निकाला टॉप 5 में जाएगी, टॉप 4 में तो नहीं.
Unfortunate there for Racing. Again, Team Vitality just flexing at this point. They still have 2 players up. Youngshim Red Force get that thirst. And, all the teams at top are doing exactly what they need to. Hey, just survive, put some decent points on the board, and it's a lock. Considering that there's only 5 teams remaining, all these teams are going to be getting some good solid placement points. The real eyes on and storyline left is Ida. Like, if you're Ida right now, the best thing that could happen is you take out this entire lobby here and now.
Just have a monstrous game from it. Give it your absolute all. It's not going to get any easier, though. Weird timeline where Sleepy could probably sneak into the zone unnoticed as well, because Nonshin cleared this whole area, so they might not expect anyone to be there. They didn't find him tucked in behind the tree, so he's looking to just steal points if he can.
Schweppes practicing his TIG welding right there, making sure that he goes and he's walking that cup, fixing that vehicle, getting it loaded up for the rest of the match. I wonder if IDA has that IQ to understand if they were doing enough elimination feed tracking to have a good idea of who's left in this lobby. It's quite difficult with everything that's going on. But if they have a good, solid idea of who's left, then they need to realize that they got to amp this aggression up. Like, why not? If you're IDA, you need to wipe this entire lobby out if you have a chance at getting top 5, because if you don't, and we see 4th and 5th place get chicken dinners, like, top 5's gone. So let's see what they decide to do here. I understand why they're playing it very pensively. They want to make sure that they get to that end game, but you got to ramp up the aggression.
Sleepy spotted in the end. He's hoping he could worm his way back into the zone, but not this time. Nonshin Red Force looking for a bit of an assess on the situation. Got a good lay of the land from the position they're in. Vitality close by towards Ida as well. The arena with a bit of a scouting play. Tourniquet there in the back of the vehicle. Limited cover as well, Jukes. And Nonshin, such an open angle to just take pot shots.
Oh man, this circle not too kind, as there's a lot of open field in that center. Everyone's gonna have to play the edge. I would like to see IDA go push up into these buildings though and challenge Team Vitality. They need to, honestly. They have to clear the south side out pretty quickly.
Nope.
And you can see them in the vehicles, in the buggies, just getting some more information for now. Rita though is just moving up ever so closely. He could hear those steps. He knows they're in that building.
Audio cue giving the game away somewhat. Rita with a nade as well, pinpooled on it. If he gets a chance to arc it in, find a knock, then they could collapse, but they are starting to fragment over as well. Darkin advanced towards the zone, looking to get set up near the cover they found. 2 players make it in. Darkin with a knock over to Hyunbin as well. Fires back up onto this ridge and does some damage onto Nonshin. Vitality re-aggress. Emre holding. Rito with the assist. The shotgun slays back over onto Federales. Emre will pick off Axel. And Vitality crumble to Ida. They're starting to cook, Jukes.
This is a perfect scenario for them, right? They got 2 players already taking a position in this next zone. They were able to clear out Team Vitality, and now they're getting towards that end game. It's still going to be quite difficult considering that you got E-Arena up on top with the circle priority. And most likely, we're going to see IDA fight Nongshim Red Force. So if that does happen, never mind. IDA, they understand. They need to win this game. Push up into E-Arena, challenge them, try to take them out as fast as possible, and then have to deal with Nongshim Red Force later.
So many smokes being arced here, setting themselves up for it, trying to create some semblance of cover to protect them from Nongshim, block off the line of sight, and then take the fight over. Deep nade in as well. Nongshim aren't sleeping either. They're thinking about just taking the hit to him. It could be a three-way battle for the finish instantly. Tizzy so low.
Oh, Schweppes got so much damage onto him. But now we're going to see IDA throw some good nades onto Nongshim Red Force. That's 2 knocks for them. This is the best case scenario. They need to wipe out this entire lobby if they want a chance. Here they go, and they are starting to do it little by little. But now E-Arena have woken up. Now they're starting to put in some work.
So much damage. So little time to try and fix the issues you've suffered from that encounter, and E-Arena know that the knee is weak. Seeing if they can make a buckle with Schweppes. Clearing through. Good shots on target. Brings us down to just a duo on either side. Mormon with utility as well. He's only got that 1 Molotov left in the back pocket. 100 rounds of ammo on the AUG as he shoots up. Emre sneaking in.
That one hurt. Unfortunately, that was his second to last name. Ooh, that molly, mighty close. And Mormon gets the knock. Single player up left. It's Schweppes and Mormon versus the final player from IDA.
Darkin Can he somehow find a way to follow through and win this 1v2? Peacock. Oh, it's good.
That's huge.
Sweats falls. They've got the revive off in the meantime. Mormon primes the nade. Tiny K tucks in behind the wall. Nade misses. Dark in peaks. That's on target.
Headshot.
Good shot. Follow-up there.
Oh.
HG takes him away as Tiny K falls. Mormon closes the gap in the shotgun standoff, but will he win it? No!
Are you kidding me? What a finish! It's Ida getting it done in the 1v3.
Played it to perfection, Jukes.
Woo! Let's go.
They go for the res, he gets the engage off, wins the 1v1, isolates it with a nade, finishes him off, up close, sweating bullets with the shotgun, shuts it down and gets the dinner.
DBS behind the tree, using that shotgun whip technology, saying, you know what, I'm gonna shoot that shot before you could even see me, and goodbye. I mean, this was perfect case scenario. Literally, this is what they needed to do if they want a shot at the finals, and they did it the hardest way possible. That was not easy. Look at the shot. Whoa. Whew. Bye-bye.
The quick taps on it. Fast fingers. And brilliant decision-making with how he approached it in what was a chaotic moment. Milliseconds of decision-making.
Sometimes you just gotta clutch it up. You know, you just gotta make a play if you want to keep your team in this tournament. And it's plays like that that are momentum shifters, right? It's one of those plays so big, so massive, that it gets your team so dang hyped that you just become an unstoppable force for it, right? So they got it in that game, and yeah, you can see that. You want to gain some faith in your squad? You want your team to believe in you? That is how you do it, and that is a kiss well-deserved.
There was no buckshot in that shotgun, Jigs. It was all slugs. He just uppercutted the whole lobby.
Made a play. That was one of the plays of the tournament so far. I mean, 1v3 to win the game, and if this squad makes it into the finals, that was it right there, guys. That is the play that made that possible.
From feeling like it was becoming an impossibility to really just dialing in and immediately, like you say, locking in, knowing the game plan, understanding we have to fight. And they were so proactive that entire time.
Yep. And that's the thing, though, guys, right, is you're in a situation where your back's against the wall and you can just look at it and be like, hey, you know what, whatever happens, happens. We're just going to play it out as is. No, like, this is what I love about this year in particular. We're seeing teams, coaches understand just doing whatever happens isn't going to work. You got to do something different. You got to adapt.
You do indeed. And we got to get down to the stage with Kalaris to hear from Godlike.
That's right, thank you very much, boys. Here I'm with S-Power once again to talk about that first victory, as well as what was going on in Erangel, but I want to focus on Rondo to start things off. Obviously, you guys had great eliminations to start things off over in Neox, and then from the north side of that circle, you looked very controlled, and then when SUG wrapped around, you looked super controlled against them as well. What was the game like from your perspective?
Our perspective was very simple and clear. We'll just play our natural game. We'll play in slow. Basically, we'll play in slow motion. We'll just go with the flow, and we'll try to clear our back as much as we can. And we did it very well. We executed the things very properly. So that's why we could secure the champion. Second dinner, sorry.
Looked fantastic, really did. That's a great start for you guys. If you continue that on, you're basically going to be qualified for the final, so it's looking really good right now. Game 2, of course, wide wrap on towards Stalba or on that east side, but then getting stuck on Stalba can be a little bit difficult there, and it kind of felt like that was the case for you guys. What was it like here from the team as a whole?
We did choke there because we planned something, but we didn't execute that in a proper way. That's what costed us the game, but hopefully we are looking forward to the next matches, and hopefully we'll do better comparatively. Yep.
It's looking good for Godlike. Thank you very much for joining me here, S-Power, once again. That is S-Power here, down on the stage, looking awesome here on day 2 of Group B.
주나요?
이용해. 차벽 이용해 후보.
야풍 왔다.
얘들아 왼쪽 보고 많아.
앞에 나무 기절.
나무 중간 나무.
나무 라스.
해단대. 나이스.
Ben yine tepeye çıkabilirim muhtemelen.
Oğlum sen genel olmayacak dedin de şey gelmesin oğlum EA.
Kim?
Gelmez
oğlum iyi ne işi var? Tamam atmayacak bunlar.
Ya beni almanız lazım yalnız. Belki sen alırsın beni, tamam mı?
Alırım da. Şundan enforcement çekeyim. Yok kaçmışlar bunlar ya direkt.
Beni falan yok mu ya?
6x.
Nice.
Orang.
Masih peluru Ren?
Itu bisa tambah 60 gua. Enggak ada 60.
Nggak usah. Di berapa ya NS ya guys?
Bagian rata guys. 15 NS. Berapa mati 2? Orang mati berapa ya orang? Tadi gua bunuh 1. Mati 2. Oke. Di jamur ada yang mayat, ada mayat di jamur. Iya. Gua bunuh itu.
ต้องตีมันไว้ชิ้นนี้สู้มาส่งนี้สู้ฟังกูเอารถโม่ไปรับให้
ต้องรับ
รถจะระเบิดกูจะระเบิดโอเค
ตายมาผมอยู่นะ
เตอร์รอมา
Loving the radio comms and the translation as well, but I'm also loving the PMWC Lucky Spin, which is available now in PUBG Mobile. Co-created with PDP creator Nana, the Electron Energy set, the Proton Power set, the stunning alien fusion grows out. Log into PUBG Mobile and take your spin before it's gone, like Max has done. I have tried it as well. I'm gonna try it again today because that grows out looks sick.
It is amazing. And it's also glowing. It doesn't look like it right now in the picture, but it does actually glow quite a bit. So it's got some animation. It's themed around PMWC. It's only W's for the skins right now.
And one team that was glowing in that last match was none other than IDA. Because IDA, my goodness, this is a squad that also needs to make sure they stay within that range of getting to the top 5. And they were able to do just that, Neptura.
They were indeed really looking forward to what they have coming in off the back of that big win because, yeah, they did play that very well. I want to point out specifically their smokes coming on in there. We were talking about this again, you know, analysts, we chat in the backstage area. But it was really nice to see them use those smokes against EA when they made that push onto Nongshim. It was a really good performance there to just make sure. And yeah, you're seeing the day 1 versus day 2, night and day. I mean, I think we saw that in game. We could see it very clearly, but night and day on those stats as well, looking very good for them.
I mean, I love this because I love having a look at their average of eliminations and being able to capitalize on that. And I want to give them a get them whatever food they want, buy them whatever skin they want in PUBG Mobile because it's insanity that E-Arena lost that with that much health and utility. Obviously, you know, popping on the zigzag, but was not prepared for that shotgun at the end. And you know what? Having teams that, you know, are creeping their way up from the bottom into these positions, they're locked in.
Yep.
And if you think you're at the top of the leaderboard and you're safe, it's not always the case.
It's definitely not always the case. Between Circle, for us, we're looking at the match ranking here. Teams 9 through 13 were eliminated, Max, which leaves a huge opening for those squads towards the bottom and also for those teams towards the top to just kind of expand that lead.
I mean, yeah, because it's so close towards the teams in the middle and especially the bottom of the pack, as you just said here, Seven. And because of that, I was expecting Tiamba to just kind of level up their aggression, which they actually did at the very start. They did go for a crash on, I believe it was 7-2 GS team. I'm like, yeah, this is great. But not on Circle 1 to Circle 2. You know, it's a little bit too early to go for a full commit fight and get instantly eliminated because you're not getting any eliminations and especially not getting any placement points. So Tiamba, I like the change of mindset, but it's just not at the right time. They need to do the fights when it makes the most sense in these games.
Yeah, I mean, 7-2-1 sort of took them down, and that creates like that chain effect at the bottom 3, Max, you know?
Yes.
Giving a little bit of hope to none other than dopeness. They overtook them, put themselves in a good position, got on that north side, didn't scout Nongshim, and, you know, just leaving Kenji and Spigot to sponge some placement. But look, this is how crazy it gets at the lower of the leaderboard.
Was look at the top damage dealers here. I was just speechless by what IDA was able to do there at the end. That solo player, he was even celebrated with the kiss on the forehead, just saying, good job, please keep that up. We really need that because if not, then we're not going to be able to make it to top 5 or even get close. But right now, that squad with this kind of performances, at least they're putting themselves in that it doesn't really matter area because they might end up going to survival, which might leave them open to just do whatever the heck they want.
Well, that's exactly how you want to be playing, right? You want to make sure you are comfortable, ready to go, and ready to get into the next game without too much of an, oh my God, we got to win this game if we want to succeed. But yeah, really, really good stuff coming in from there. Also, shout out to EA in that final play. I do want to say EA actually doing a really, really good job. And I think if it hadn't been for the EDA player, you know, flicking in to get that win, they were isolating EDA really well. They were moving around and trying to control as much of the zone as possible. So shout out to them. It's still a really good game from them. So again, going into the next Erangel, want to see more from them.
Yeah, Arena. Shout out to you, Arena, right up until the end when you got absolutely smoked by one player with very low HP. One team that has been actually very consistent today, Max, for the first 2 games, which has been a big difference from what we saw yesterday in day 1 for Group B, is none other than Nongshim.
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to ask me about Nongshim Red Force. I love the way they play because they're not an aggressive team early game, mid game, right? They're just trying to get a focus on their position. And especially if you look at this circle finish, western side of Stolber, very northern side. Where do Nongshim Red Force drop? Down in farm split. They go for wide rotation all around the eastern side of Stolber Mountain. Get a great entry point.
Godlike still performing well. Just let's keep an eye on that gap between Godlike and EDA Esports because it is currently at 12 points. S2G has been able to perform well. They ended up on a 1v1 with GodL.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I'm on the fence for S2G, honestly, here, Seven.
Same.
Why?
Because yes, they are performing better. Are they performing well? I don't really think so. At least not in that game. I think they were way too slow on that third party. I think they took forever. Once the third party was done, then they took forever to actually push Godlike as well, just giving them so much time to defend.
I mean, especially they only have 12 placement points over the course of what is now 8 games. That's a very low placement point, and the survival time must be abysmal. S2G, you need to get into those late games.
And for this team towards the bottom right now, Lace, I want you to get into your best coaching mentality. How are you gonna hype up these teams like Tiamba, ETSH Esports, and Hustler Crew?
I will personally head over to Hot Jukes. I will reach down and grab his left shoe and probably not do much with it because, you know, I might get a complaint. But look, these teams, especially Esh, coming out of that, they had a great position on the high north side. They had about 5 vehicle cover, 7 eliminations, moving on into that zone. And what did they do? EA Arena, they knew that they were there. It's not like they was just kind of did a nice flank onto them, but they're struggling with these positions into late game. If they were to have just defended EA Arena from behind, it would have been a different story for them. But the passiveness when it comes just specifically to late games from Team Esh is sad.
Yeah, it is sad for them. And for Hustler Crew, honestly, Kalaris, they might need a new pep talk, man.
Yeah, that's going to cost you the big bucks here for PMWC. But I think in Group B, the big bucks has done all the talking. You've got 4 of the 5 at the very top that I think have been the big fish, the big kahunas. They've made some amazing plays happen each and every time. They've looked very flashy, but one that's been ultra consistent without looking too flashy, I think, has been Horror Esports.
Just swimming along in that pond. They're a big fish at the moment. It is Horror. They're doing fantastically well. Again, so far they've had 2 bad games, like a 15th and a 16th. Where it's not gone well, but we caveat with the fact that if they don't have a bad game like that, it's a top 5 at minimum. They've had multiple thirds, multiple seconds. They've had a strong win yesterday on Erangel. They're just a consistent team. But when we look at this, it's nice because that's very promising going into the finals.
No, definitely, definitely. Especially since someone like Sky, right, is still currently in that running for a potential MVP spot of this group, I would say in particular.
Beast.
Maybe you can kind of carry that forward into like a final if it does occur. And that said, I feel like the top 5 as a whole, there's a little bit of separation already gathering from the bubble teams just below them. So Horror currently is kind of that boundary. I think that they can stay stalwart in what they've been able to do so far. Good splits and being able to take central positions. And they do control space very well. It's just that actually the very top of this lobby looks so flashy. When those stack levels come in, it's difficult to kind of go up against that.
Like when we were memeing earlier on in the day with Vitality, they had a really greedy 4-man split.
Yeah, they did.
And then we had Arena with their 39-point game. But it just, by contrast, Horror's just chugging along. And I don't think we'll see 39 Elim games. We won't see 4-man splits going to the finals. That's the winning strategy right there.
All right, well, thank you very much, Blank. It is time now to send it over to some of the big boys. Once again, on the caster desk, it's more games here at PMWC.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Blank. Very exciting seeing everyone start to set things up with how it's going here, Dukes. The day, of course, already raging on. 2 of our battlegrounds played out, and another spectacular one just on the horizon, off the back of what was a monumental clutch. I'm hoping everyone tries to raise the bar of their own individual level to match that.
They're going to need to, that's for sure, right? I mean, IDA did exactly what needed to happen to put them in the running, right, for top 5. They're still not there yet. I mean, there's still more to do, but you know what? Hopefully they can do it in style, and you guys can do it in style with that new Young Galacticos Champion Ancient Charm set. See if you can get that thing in game. I saw the players wearing it the other day, and I was like, I want some of that, right? I need some of that in a couple XL.
Oh, yeah, man. If we can get 2 of those up here.
And I mean American couple XL, right? You know, because otherwise there's like 5 or 6, you know. I know
Don't worry, we'll get you a tight one that fits nice. We'll get you looking fresh.
Fitted, baby. Straight fitted. And I'll tell you what, IDA are looking fitted to put themselves into that top 5. We'll see if that can happen. The rest of these teams in these lobbies need to go absolutely insane. There's only 4 matches left here.
Yeah, dude, it's gone by so quick today, especially, right? It feels like we've just whizzed through these games. Well, whizzed, probably rather than rizzed. Some of the players have been risen.
Oh, yes, they have. Yes, they have. They're looking good, man, as here we go into the second Erangel match here for Group B. Let's see if the zone's going to be finally kind here in this game, right? I think we need at least one normal Erangel circle when it comes to this group.
Is that what you want?
Just one.
All right, watch this. You ready?
Yeah.
Wait, you just wait. When you see the zone, you're going to be blown away.
Okay.
I'm calling it right now.
You had the crystal ball when it came to GOAT, right, before. Let's see if Jackie's got it locked in now. If this thing goes to Zarky, I'm going bananas.
Just wait, man. The anticipation's all going to be worth it. Trust me, Jukes. It's going to be the most revolutionary zone you've ever seen.
Okay. All right, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I know a lot of these teams are ready for it here. As I'm looking at that top 5, now that cutoff being 73 points. That is a huge jump down to 7th place. What is that, 24-point difference? That is a chicken dinner minimum just to catch up. And that's if these teams do nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's looking mighty solidified here. But we've seen crazier things happen, that's for sure. As we're going to see Vitality, out towards military base early, as always.
The classic setup from a fair few of our squads, because the playing path at least has been favorable for them. What about that zone, though? All right. Could have been way worse.
That's still gross, though.
It could have been way worse, though. That's what I'm saying. But what we're working with here, like 45% water? Like 35?
It's still a nasty circle. I mean, this is really like one of the worst spots because of the fact that you have to make that bet, right? Like, you go to that mainland, you go down to military base, you try to hold that bridge just in case the zone goes in another direction. Vitality don't care. Like I said, they've done so much. They don't need points, so they can do whatever they want, you know? But for teams in the mid-pack, it's not good. It isn't, because this is not one of those circles that's like, oh, I got zone blessed, and now I'm going to get 30-point game.
Yeah.
It's like, we're just going to try to make it to endgame here.
You're gambling on it of just like, okay, do we stay there? Do we go back to the mainland? Which one do we pick? We're just going to get stuck on a bridge again?
Ugh. I wouldn't even know if I want a bridge fight. What do you do here? I'm really trying to crunch my brain and think, you know what? I think the best strategy here is to go in game and get the brand new Naruto skin. I think that is what you're gonna do first, right? Get that Nine-Tails Fury, and that way I'll look good, right? And once I'm going and get that skin, then really think, what do I do in this game? As we're gonna see Ida get that loot truck from Pachinki. Loot trucks really have changed the game here, the whole meta. They've really allowed a lot of these spots that used to be a little bit rougher when it came to loot now be absolutely stacked. Because I'm thinking, if the coaches had to tell these teams, Jackie, you have to win the game.
Yeah.
If you want to make it to the finals, it's win the game. Otherwise, just good luck. right? So what do we do here in this scenario? What position, if you were a team, where would you put your squad in to try and get that 20-point game? You go in mainland, you go in military, you taking bridge? What are you thinking?
I think Gambleware's probably a little bit safer right now to just set up mainland, like you say as well. Like the blessing of the loot trucks right here. If they get something good out of this, I'm sure we'll catch vision at some point of what they actually got, right? You get some high-tier loot straight away. You can just coast early game. Cut out a load of that like early looting time and actually fight a bit more with an advantage. I'm thinking it from the angle if they've just got to carry on from where they left off. Squads like that, so it take that EDA mindset of trying to push your limits further, run some risk break. You get some high tier loot, get in there, start scrapping, see if you can squeeze elims, bully some of the lobby. You know effectively at this point, like you're kind of middle of the pack. You're not really going to fall that far down. The bottom side's so low. Slipping out of survival is going to be hard.
Yeah.
So you might as well risk it.
You have to, and I think this is the game to risk it. You know, I think that at a certain point, yeah, I think here it's all risk, for sure. As we get into the Miramar matches, then it's like, all right, maybe we got to play a little conservative just to make sure we don't fall in the bottom three if you're that low. But here is one of those games where you gotta shoot for the moon, right? Try to get that top three finish. I think if you're gonna go for down a spot, I think you go Ferry Pier, that Ferry Pier hill, right behind the gas station. If you take that spot there, it gives you a lot of control of the zone. You can hopefully maybe even catch some third parties. And it looks like IDA, of all teams, is going to take that spot. So they are saying, you know what? We're one of the squads that definitely could make it a top five. And I mean, by one, I mean the only one, right? They're the only one really in the run for top five here due to that last game. And they're going to control this hill, which I think is an excellent spot in the zone.
And it works out pretty cerebrally for them as well, right? Because obviously you come in, like you say, get that loot truck, arm yourself a bit earlier, that gets cut out some of the additional time they'd have to waste, sort of slowly slogging along, getting themselves better firepower and ammunition to work with. If they run into another squad, maybe they do just take that encounter head on. It's a good call. It was a great last game, and you could see they were all fired up in celebration as well. Big stage like this, Duke, sometimes the paranoia gets to you.
Yeah, it does.
But they certainly rise to the occasion, man.
They have rise to the occasion, and they did it in just such insane fashion. A crazy 1v3 to end things up, to get the chicken dinner, the dub, and put them in the running here is so insane. I mean, job's not done yet. I mean, Godlike have been playing phenomenally today. That's going to be a hard one to catch. And we heard it there from the desk, right? Out of all the teams in the top five, they were talking about Aura just being like, yeah. Just being like, yeah, I mean, they are... consistent. They're up there, but out of all the teams, I think they're the ones that's the most shaky right now, at least when it comes to trying to let IDA catch up to them. So I think if you are Aura, if you're any of the teams in top five, you obviously want to shut that conversation down right here. But with a circle like this, it's not going to be easy, that's for sure.
A team that was towards the bottom side coming into the start of the day was 721 GS, but they've rose massively, fighting hearty into these games and still being able to squeeze out a decent number of elims to rise up the ranks. Fair few points between them and slipping back into the bottom. Obviously the surprising factor there, Tianba. Didn't think that's where we'd be seeing them, Jukes.
Oh my gosh, I can't, that's like, for me, the most frustrating thing in this lobby is seeing Tianba in... I mean, I don't even want to say it. I mean, they are in bottom three right now. I mean, I don't want to believe it, you know, and in every... If this was any other year, I'd be like, I'm not worried, you know, it's Tianba, they're for sure, blah, 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 you know.
23 points not enough, bro.
What has happened with Alpha 7,
top 6 का 61 point लगा तो कितना point ज़्यादा है इनका 18 point का lead है
saying that Alpha 7 were for sure making a final
तो ये भी
in 2
निकालना पड़ेगा
international events, and they haven't done that yet. So, yeah, Tianba, please get it together, please.
Yeah, we need to see some sort of change. Again, that'd be a prime example of a squad that probably could. If they lock in right here, right now, game like this, right, run the risk. It's not looking great as it is anyway. If you can completely flip that around with a big result, get some points in, bro. The other teams drop down below you.
गिर के knock हो गया क्या scene?
It's just gone quiet.
Silly quiet. I mean, for them to even be close to bottom 3 is insane, and the fact that they're sitting there right now is wild. I mean, they're not that. Coaches should be talking to these mid-pack teams, analyzing their drops. Now, I'm not necessarily saying hot drop, but have a good idea of where they move rotationally. Try to gatekeep them on try to catch them out on a drive in somewhere. You got to do something to slow them down, because just hoping that they don't perform is just not good enough. You got to make your own luck. You got to find a way to make something happen. Unfortunately for Tianba, they lose a player on rotate, so they're going to be stuck with 3 here in order to get into that end game. And now QZZ gets knocked out by Ida. This is worst case scenario for Tianba. They're going to hold the warehouse here. Not the worst spot. It's one of those spots that you hard commit to. Are they not going to get this res? Oh, brutal. And that just shows the urgency from Ida, right? They're like, we need every single point we can get.
Yeah, that's absolutely hellish for them immediately as well, right? If we're saying these kind of games where, yeah, as much as it's not barren, bottom of the bottle, not feeling like you can completely get back into it, another game goes by, suddenly you're looking at 3 matches left. If they remain in this position with their squad already falling down to only 2, and especially if you're feeding those points to a rising squad like Ida, this can't be happening.
Dude, I'm getting flashbacks, guys. I don't like remembering Alpha 7 being like, hey, all right, another bad game. What's going on here? And then all of a sudden, boom, they are knocked out. He can see the look on the players' faces and just not looking too happy. Coaches from Young Galacticos are locked in right now. They're in 8th place, 47 points. And again, that is quite a few away.
इंडियन टीम नहीं हो भाई इंडियन टीम नहीं है
आवाज आ रहा है मेरा? Hello guys, I am back.
Yes guys,
Fucking gameplay of godlike.
End up battling it out with Team Vitality.
With my epic next game.
And he's gonna burn, baby, burn.
Alpha.
Players here.
I have a question for you.
Yes, bro. Two questions.
What do you think about godlike gameplay? What do you think about godlike gameplay?
वो भी fucking gameplay.
Yes, Spider चुप. Interview चल रहा है. Spider चुप.
Spider please, mic off. Interview very internal, very necessary interview.
Spider stand up at Alpha का English में interview.
Yes.
Spider चुप.
अबे मानने नो हुआ. मानने down. S power वन नो. अबे खत्म.
Surprising though, S2G can't commit onto the godlike crew, and they're gone.
कैसे मर रहे हैं भाई? 75 पॉइंट एनफ नहीं है इतना पॉइंट ऑफ 6 के लिए.
This is their chance now. S2G
Top 5 के लिए. Spider कौन है तीस साला?
is perfect for them because they are right there.
दो मैच Spider ने स्ट्रीम में अपने कौन सी अच्छे खेली. ये मैच स्ट्रीम चालू
अरे Spider ने नजर लगा दिया भाई.
You know, Aura saw that. You know, Young Galactica
full
saw
support
that.
of godlike, full support of godlike
in this game, and now with Dotas getting eliminated earlier, Tianba are like, all right, hey, let's get a good.
Spider शान में Alpha का इंटरव्यू लेना है. Spider चिल्ला तो येड़ा कांड.
Yes bro.
Yeah, exactly. You're not too far off. Couple points. It's only a duo.
Hello Alpha. Let's continue our interview.
Need to weaken them early.
So Alpha,
Task is way harder.
would you like to continue our interview?
Yes bro. Yes.
You watch first match of godlike.
So 1 minute bro. I'm set up some obvious settings. 1 minute.
Need to find themselves a good solidified position, and they do, right? They have a good spot in this next.
Friday, I have a question for you.
Goes up
Friday?
north. Yeah, I think now it's time.
You watched last match 1v3 of EWC Paris.
You gotta get to end game if
You
you're
watched the
SQG.
last 1v3
Fights
of
right here
Ira?
are way too dangerous because if you take a
Don't
fight,
watch
you're getting
it.
third party, almost guaranteed.
No, I did not watch it.
So slow it down a little
Yes,
bit.
bro. Yes,
Why?
bro. Continue interview with the
Try
Alpha.
to get this win.
Something.
Because
No,
that's
I
what you
will do
need. You
something
need
my
still
I
a good
did
amount
not
of
start my
points here.
stream because
If
of
you can get that win now, man, they'll be
कुछ वजह से
having a
पता
good
नहीं.
solid chance in the last 3 matches.
Yeah, this interview is in English, brother. Talk in English.
Sorry, buddy, we can't
Good to see
speak
everyone
English
being a little bit more
properly.
cutthroat with the
You are a
Why?
hero.
How they're playing, right? It's kind of what we were
Team
saying.
Wolf के बंदे.
Oh.
गाड़ी को मारे.
You got to try and run a few more risks, and taking down Godlike now presents that
Team हो रहा.
opportunity to rise.
चलो जोन बनेगा टीम अल्फा के 7 के ऊपर.
Let's see where the zone's going to go on it.
का है अपने.
Who will get a bit of a
हो रहा
gift?
के वो जोन बना. अल्फा 7 पूरा
S2G are still in play.
For us, for I can hear match.
So you can continue my interview, please, so far.
In this area, and you can see Vitality are driving right by everybody instantly. Moving on. S2G not happy with just taking that corner side. They want dead central.
Yes, Alpha.
Yes, yes. So you continue your interview with Alpha.
Are you done with your stuff?
Yes, yes, yes.
Looking to punish them in the shack.
Are you done with your stuff? All
Yes,
settings.
already. Of course, of course. Some fucking stuff on mine.
You watched first round of match?
Yeah, yes.
Watched first round of match?
Yes.
What do you think about this power gun power?
As for gunpower, I think Gordon has been working really hard and the team has shown great potential. There have been some really good moments with S power and believe that can perform even better as the tournament progresses.
And Razy finishes it off there.
What do you think about Spidey giving some tips to S power?
I would say their teamwork.
Some tips from Spidey.
I would say their Spidey is the main coach of the Gordon. So Gordon's performing team mostly every player brings something different. But Spidey is a coach. Bring together some. No chance.
You're gonna take us out. You gotta do it quick.
What are you talking?
I am talking
about Idea is a coach of squad like. In future.
Honestly, every player brings something different to the team, so it's difficult to pick just one player. The ONLYI team offers is make Gordon so special. And Smokey better coach I ever seen. To please continue to smoke it.
6 eliminations, which is a great start for them.
I am talking about Spidey coach as a squad like coach.
Spidey coach.
This position, dead center. They're like, you know what? We're gonna hold the dead
So
center.
God like, is it possible to them can win EWC?
All our vehicles blown up. So they really need to hope that the zone just keeps centering on up to their
Spidey
position.
knew everything about games.
That's the crew. Taking down
So,
Kumbin there as they're able to detonate
Godlike
the
hired
vehicle.
me as a coach.
You can see it's not
To
looking
win
too great
EWC.
health-wise for
In
non-ship
this
red
WC, for in this WC.
Yes, bro.
Onto one of them, two of the players
I will
for now.
support
The
OG
team will
anytime,
become
any
much
day.
more disciplined and aggressive. He understands the game really well, so his experience could help the player to dedicate and making the strategy and confidence. I think it was really interesting to see it. Yes,
ChatGPT मत कर, ChatGPT मत
no,
कर.
bro, no ChatGPT. Do you see my face cam on my stream?
Dreams, hopes alive.
Oh, yo, bro, you start your face cam.
Yes, bro.
One of the best substitute players on
Some
the
fucking
Spidey, I had his
face
face
cam.
on your
Unfortunately,
stream
we haven't
also.
seen him in the game, but he is here in the arena
Spidey.
watching
Yes,
over
buddy.
his squad.
I had his face cam to your stream.
And hopefully looking to extend their
Why
stay
your
here just a little bit
thumbnail is like
longer. 30
similar
points,
to same?
not
No, bro,
nearly
I'm
out of the
making
danger
thumbnail
zone
in my
yet.
GFX
Good
artist to
games
provide my
at
orbs.
least solidify them to that survival stage.
Alpha,
Man,
why
that
is your
survival
thumbnail
stage is gonna
same as
be jam-packed
No, bro,
here.
next something
Tianba looking like they are gonna be,
my
might be going to it.
hello.
Alpha
Yes, bro.
7 looking head in that
Your
Yes,
haters
bro.
are same. Your haters are
Some
same.
top players, of course, we see a whole bunch of team
Yes,
vitality.
bro.
That makes sense.
Oh, run to them.
It really
I am
does.
talking about why same
So
thumbnail.
crunching in once again, though.
अगर
Centering up.
भेजना होगा तो वो ग्रुप खुल
STG
जाएगा
Aurora.
जिस ग्रुप में
Of
आईडी
course,
पे आया ना
the
वही
remaining
ग्रुप खुल
members
लेगा
of Tianba within the
एक मिनट
area
में
for now. Surprised Ida from distance
Yes,
as well.
power
We saw that
three.
fight with Wolves and Non-Ship.
Yes,
But
power,
they were able
bhai.
to steal away
Power.
one more point
Nah, man,
just
yaar.
off the back of the encounter.
Alpha 7 का एजेंसी करने
Pushing
बोला ना.
up onto TT
उनके सामने कोई
Project.
नहीं है.
They're trying to get away in the vehicle, but they're running into another
आ रहा
team
है,
on the
आ
hillside. They got
Talking in
both
English.
ways, though. Damage done. Federales from distance helping Vitality put pressure onto these squads.
Add Alpha Vestim in your stream.
Galacticos, there's Say Cloud, all right, popping a couple shots there on the
And
side.
add mine also.
I'm surprised he even shot that, considering that he's so far out of position in this circle. But now I was wondering, where is Alpha 7? When are they going to make some moves? There's Obscure getting a nice shot there onto E-Arena. That's huge for this lobby. E-Arena going out here.
Alpha fall from his team.
Oh, devastating A7 here. Oh, good for them, though. 7-2-1 gets that elimination. That's going to be a huge sigh of relief for the side of A7.
It's Wolves as well, making it so uncomfortable for Alpha 7 there. They thought they could take a fair fight, be able to just play a head-to-head with both squads. Doesn't work that way. Wolves keep the pressure on A7. 721 GS as well. Still stealing points here and there in these games.
Ida is killing the lobby fighting.
Takes the shots up onto Fajita.
Ida is pushing the lobby.
In the midst of all this, Vitality have finally finished.
Alpha 7 is
Solo from
you are
Alpha
such
7
one of this
stuck
fighting.
in a horrific position.
Team Ida का chicken, team Ida का chicken, Ida 100%.
Yeah, आपको ना पता लगा Ida पे तो पता लगा इस fighting. Ida पे पता लगा. और आप पे भी लगा.
Ida chicken निकाल.
और आप पे भी पता लगा दोनों टीम को पता चाहिए. और Ida पे
दो मैंने चिकन कहाँ से निकालेगी? So Ida chicken.
Alpha 7 just
और
can't see.
तेरे पनौत की पावर लगा है.
top 2 आएगी.
शाबाश.
And S2G hard committing to that set.
पनौत की पावर लगा तेरी.
Working out so far.
Yes.
Yeah, Obscure's just gonna go out to blue.
Yeah, Yangnam Galactica.
So that's A7. If they want to make it,
Ida कितना kill मारेगी?
win almost every single game.
Ida कितना kill मारेगी? 15-20.
Impressed how
Ida भाई
good
20
Wolves have been able to play
chicken
as well with the really awkward fights they've had here. Handling themselves nicely.
Team Vitality पागल हो गया.
Sonic does finally fall.
Vitality 150 पे रह गया.
Could be a detriment to the remainder of the Wolves roster.
उनको शायद किसी ने टारगेट दिया है. ऊपर ही दिया
Brutal
सबका.
position, bro. They got the smokes, limited cover.
Ida
Hovercraft
chicken
still
भाई,
there.
Rita chicken निकाल.
Now we're gonna see
Ida
Ida.
reporter.
4 players up. They took the most dominant position in the zone early.
चल जोन कटा है Ida के ऊपर चल. 100%.
What's even working out for them more is the fact that Godlike's gone, right? Nongshim Red Force are hurt. E-Arena is out of here. Aura only have 2 players left, so and top 5 that matter, right? So
defending champion.
Oh man, that's going to be really huge for the side of S2G and Ida. It opens the door. It opens the door for them to make it into the finals, but you still got to walk through it. Vitality, meanwhile, are applying that pressure onto you. Romeo up left, and they are going to be stuck trying to just snake this one out and make something happen.
Yangnam Galacticos.
Nade from
Vitality chicken मारनी चाहिए. तो फायदा है.
A few shots over from Tiamba as well, it seems. Doesn't overcommit onto chucking that one, just going to belly crawl back through the weeds and see if he can get into a good spot here. Thread the needle with a nade, get it on top of Vitality. There's the boom. Not enough to connect onto Federales.
Ah, nice.
Information going both ways as well. The hovercraft coming in.
मेरे को रोशनी क्यों दिख रहा है? लेट के जा रहे हैं, मेरे को रोशनी दिख रहा है.
Position from Federales.
मर गया
Now
रोशन.
we're going to see Tiamba get eliminated, so they weren't able to put up anything here. Federales looking to go ahead and make a play on a Romeo.
पैन मार जाके पैन मार.
Let's see what he can do. Does he have any?
Oh, क्या शॉट मार.
Jump headshot, baby, through the window.
तो खतरनाक प्लेयर है.
That is how you get it done.
सब अलग-अलग देख रहे हैं. 13 किल फेल दिए. एक और नॉक.
But what's Federales is celebrating,
100%
Ida's
chicken, Ida,
eyes
chalo.
light up once again. They know their job
Chalo,
is
Ida ka
not
chicken.
done. Razak takes the heat back over to Ida and
Mara,
puts
mara,
pressure
mara,
on
mara.
Razy incredibly
Why
low in the
do it?
distance. They got to go for the pickup play on Rita. They have to
नॉनसिंग
tuck
रेड
in
फोर्स
now.
भाई तू चला जा कोई इशू नहीं.
Man, Team Vitality, 13 points. Oh, this is tough considering that these are all points everybody else needs. So they are just making this lobby that much harder here, as that's now Nongshim Red Force eliminated. So pretty done game for our top 5, excluding Team Vitality. Aura's still alive with 2, but they haven't done much at all. And with S2G getting 8, this is a good chance. This is a good opportunity, right, for them to just continue to chug along and do a little good game of catch-up.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a bit of a sleeper journey for them today. I mean, 8 elims. Still looking like they've got a lot more to give as well. If Ida goes down, that's going to be them next in line to really try and take benefit from the games they're having here.
Man, Team Vitality just crushing dreams non-stop. They have the craziest day ever yesterday. And now they're just looking to crush the teams of these teams that are trying to desperately make it to the top 5. Rita, it's up to him to make it a play on Federales. Ooh, saw a little pixel. Takes a little pop shot at it. And now Federales does get knocked by 721 GS. It just leaves, I believe, left for Team Vitality.
Only one player left from Wolves now.
Chicken
the shack. There's the nade coming over. They do get the shots onto him and the nade misses, so they're fighting to survive as a duo with Wolves being taken out of the running. Vitality just down to Razak. It won't get any easier. S2G bringing the heat over to 721 GS as they'll scrap each other.
S2G
So far away though, Jukes. It's not an easy gap to close. They're going to get a move on.
Yeah, now this is S2G's time. Like, honestly, S2G, you did a great job. You got to the end game. Now move. You need Team Vitality is stealing all of them from you. You need all that you can get because Godlike is out. Aura, they're getting some points on the board as well. So if you're S2G, now's your time. Are you going to make it happen, because Ida is still soaking up points here.
कट ऑफ बहुत हाई जाए क्या लगता है कट ऑफ कितना जाएगा
90
Great day today. They were in the bottom 3 looking down and out, but they put themselves at least in a running for the survival stage. Actually, they're looking pretty good for the survival stage here. Let go. Gonna have to make a play for his team. Does get some sightlines on S2G. It's okay, able to make it behind that hail veil and take them out.
मैं भाई गेम को पूरा अच्छे से नॉलेज करता हूं
stolen by Ida as well with the shot we saw coming over from Darkin. One of those knocks goes his way, converted into a point.
Yes.
So still squeezing
अपने
little
पेट
bits
में
out
नॉलेज
of this
रखा है
lobby
इसलिए इतना बड़ा है
as we remain with our final 3 squads.
और आ गए और
Two
रेस्ट
players.
तुम प्रोटेक्शन चलो करो
Sky's gonna buckle as well. Instant
ये ऑन
connection
चला रहा है
on the peak.
ऑन चला रहा है ऑन चला रहा है
They're just getting started.
Yeah, now Aura.
इधर के बाद जोन है चिकन का
Honestly, both of these teams
और
were like,
पट्टे
hey,
से शॉट
Aura's that way? Yeah. Let's all
पट्टे से
focus
शॉट
that first, all right? And then we can deal about it later on, because we're the ones trying to get in the top 5. Aura are already there. And now a huge shot as SGG. He's got the AWF, baby. Let's see some of that late game sniper action. But what? Rita. Talk about, hey, we got barber shops here for these players, and Rita just got a haircut.
Short back and sides for Rita. Ridiculous, that one didn't connect.
Ooh-wee.
The scope attached for max precision. Looking to punch a hole straight through them. As it comes down to 2 teams that are neck and neck towards each other. The rise we've seen from S2G. And an Ida that took that chicken dinner previously and have not slowed down. A slight advantage in terms of the battle of attrition, Jukes. It's a 4 versus 3 on the manpower.
I know we joked about that missed shot, but that was actually a really brutal miss, considering that if he would have hit that, Rita's gone, and there's no way he's getting res. It would have been a 3v2 situation. So, barely missing. That would actually have been a 3v3, would have evened things up here. So unfortunate for that. Let's see what kind of plays you're going to make. Now you can see Ida just slowly creeping up, pushing their back against the blue zone. Now with that snake play coming into here, one good nade could shut them down.
क्या लगता है गॉड लेग कर पाएगी इस फाइट अगले मैच में
कर लेगी
Come on, bust out that
Oh,
AWM
MG3.
again. You got to do it. You got to hit that
Bhai,
shot for your
ida
team and
andar
clutch
le
things up. This is where that kind of
Kya
play
rag
could
piche
really
bola
come
maine?
in and make something happen.
क्या बोला?
Kamikaze taking some big
भाई
hits.
क्या बोला
and
मैंने?
Ray,
क्या
Look at the
देखा इधर?
reaction time.
भाई ईड़ा ने
Juice
कमबैक
steps
किया
up.
है
इधर लग क्या चला रहा है?
Absolutely lays down the law.
बैक टू बैक चिकन मारा
Splitting bullets. One by
ईड़ा
one,
भाई
they're
ना
being
माने,
removed
ईड़ा ना
unless
माने,
he can save
ईड़ा
it with
ना
the
माने,
snipe.
ईड़ा
It's
ना
all
माने.
over. And they're going to run him down.
बैक टू बैक चिकन
Didn't really do much except for team vitality, right? I mean, it was a non-game for them, and that
कितना
opened
पॉइंट
things
है
up.
अपने वॉर
Let's take a look at the team comp.
20
See what they have to say.
4 मैच में 20 पॉइंट ऊपर निकाला.
4 ने 3 में
gel beraber devam edelim gel. Dur araba sür. Nice oğlum.
Nice
अंदर बोला था ना,
celebration. They're
गोला
happy, bro.
चिकन
They
निकल नहीं
know.
पाएगी.
They've been there before, Jukes. and
कॉल
they're
का
knocking
स्टैक
it
6 पे आ
down.
गई शायद अभी
Beautiful signs, though.
Yes,
It's the
yes.
way as well. They actually stole so many Elim points off other teams amidst all that commotion in those fights, right? Anytime there's a third-party
Yeah,
angle from
yeah.
distance, we're talking
पहले तो
meters.
स्ट्रीम बंद
They're
करे
hitting
मैच के लिए
shots.
कॉलेज
Yeah, I
में
mean, these guys. This is what I was
पंगा
talking
तो
about.
लगाते हैं
Right?
दूसरा
When you have such an insane clutch
तेरा
play, it
दिल काला है ना
exudes confidence in your entire squad. They believe in you as a player. They believe that it's a sign, right? It's meant to be for us to make it. And we saw that circle earlier on. I was like, hey, that's probably the best spot in the zone. They immediately were like, yeah, let's take that. And since they looted at Pachinki, and they took full advantage of it. What a clutch play right here.
5
to catch up and be able to make it into the finals, and they're looking like they're making it happen.
then YG in
Locked it
8
down.
छोड़ो YG को छोड़ो.
Happy with themselves. And a pathway now. Went from being possibly impossible to now literally a
मैं
reality.
वाइट का कट ऑफ
They're
कितना
right
तक
back.
एवरेज कितना चल रहा देखते
I mean, but this is what it took.
What
This
is
is what
average
it took,
कितना है?
right? This is why we're
136
really
divide 9 मुझे.
casting so much doubt,
एवरेज
right?
टूर्नामेंट के
Because
साथ
it
बोल डाले
took
इसमें
like 2 back-to-back wins to even make it a chance. They just did
टाइसन
it,
में
and
देखा
good
क्या
for them
श्रीमान
that
के
they
साथ
did
फोटो
it
डाला
in the
टाइसन
first half of the day, right? I mean, there's still
मैं भी
3
जानने
more
वाला था
matches
पर रुक गया
left to go. That's plenty of
मैं भी
time
जानने वाला था मैं
to
भी
really
जानने
lock
वाला था
things
पर गया
down,
नहीं
but it's gonna be interesting to see, right? Which team
ऐसी
got
मोड़ नहीं
knocked
करना
out of the top 5, right? That is gonna be really
तो
wild
godlike
to
बात पड़
see.
गया है.
Unfortunately, on the other side of
3
things,
घंटे दो
right?
था मेरे को जाने
We didn't see
2
Tiamba
घंटे लगता है
able to
बोले
make it.
Yeah, Tiamba. So many different
Godlike
narratives that we're
match,
looking at here and so
top
much
5
more to
match.
discuss. So stick with us when we get back into it.
godlike वाले ना माने. हेलो अल्फा भाई, आपका माइक ऑफ है अल्फा भाई. Can you turn on your mic? I did not hear you, buddy. पता ये मैच चिकन कौन निकलेगा बता.
एक्सटेसी स्पोर्ट्स
एक्सटेसी वो नाम लिया था.
अल्फा एक नाम का प्लेयर उनकी टीम में बहुत मारेगा वो 20 किल मारेगा तू नाम सुना है कभी अल्फा का नाम सुना कभी
मैं सुना
ऐसा मारते ऐसा मारते देखो तुमने
अल्फा को छोड़ के सबका नाम नहीं सुना जिंदगी में.
150 आईजीएल
That's not the IGL.
Team Vitality is one of the best teams in club
क्या देख रहा है?
रोजमरी
this year.
रोजमरी किधर है स्पाइडर रोजमरी
Feel
याद आ रही
any
है
responsibility. I think we're happy that outside our
Rosemary
game
qualify नहीं कर
we also can contribute to the team's Vitality point on the club championship. Winning the championship would mean a lot to me because we can give 1,000 points to Team Vitality.
Best IGL. Flower.
AGL 的俱乐部的排名在不断上升，然后我们也是会有一点压力的。然后我们也是随着压力的变化，我们改变我们自己的打法。如果 EWC 我们 AGL 拿下总冠军的话，我是非常开心的，因为我们所有的项目在多项开花嘛，大家都是在拿冠军，为一个目标奋斗。 然后我们也是非常开心嘛。
और पिछले बार पोर्चुगल के गए थे ना MVP बन के पोर्चुगल के थे
Hatta Aurora Gaming SAP Championship Data Paris 대체모
BGMI
Data мэдээж манай багийн тодорхой хэмжээнд төв нэмрээ оруулсан болохоор мэдээж
Neptura.
अरे दोनों में से कौन सी लड़की अच्छी है इसमें नीली वाले क्या ग्रे वाली इसमें
As if there was any question if Ida was gonna show up, Max. They get that back-to-back chicken dinner. If I'm not mistaken, if the math is right, they jumped up to 5th place.
It's not chicken dinner anymore, it's a chicken buffet right
So
now.
haram
Ida
is
having a
very
great
good.
time, but especially for a team that was middle of the pack, back-to-back wins, right, was great because we saw at the start of day 7, the point gap between the teams in the top 5 was quite significant, like 20 plus points.
कौन है
These
ये
wins, and
देखिए
especially that not going towards vitality and such, is
Well,
great because it
Alpha.
just enables a possibility for these teams to initiate a comeback. Ida
Alpha.
looking so confident because they know it's do or die. If they want to go to the finals right away, they need to show up, and they've done that massively on day 2 of their group.
Regarding मेरा 2 मिनट
That is very true. I do enjoy what we're seeing from Ida, the back-to-back. I mean, it's the 3rd back-to-back we've had in the group stage. We've had many coming on through here. Yeah, it's really nice to see. But, you know, it is a classic gameplay, classic strategy that we're seeing from a couple of different teams. Nongshim being one of those, right? Where you mid-phase, not mid-phase, mid-circle. There we go. Mid-circle, finding
ट्राइडेंट का कैसे चला पहले ट्राइडेंट का
मेरा आवाज आ रहा है कि नहीं गाइस ये बताओ ना
चालू कर ट्राइडेंट
see that come on through. They wait, and then about
ये
phase
तो
5,
बहुत
they
करना
start
है
actually
रेडी
moving through and spreading out, trying to gain a little bit of control
Oh,
as well. So that's
Jio
really
वाले
nice to see from Ida, and I want to see it again.
It is nice to see one team that
Jio वाले का
a
नेट
lot
नहीं
of teams
चलता
got a chance to just push up the leaderboard here,
हाँ,
especially for the
टाइमिंग क्या
middle
है
of the pack. Godlike. They ended up being eliminated
रात
early on, right? We saw them start
रात
hot
रात
at the
का
beginning of the
लेके
day.
ना
It has
पाएंगे
slowed down a little bit for this squad, especially considering they're currently in that contention for top 5.
टीटू का है ना
But
रोल
it is
तेरे
a big
पे
opportunity.
अपना सोलो इसको
Blaze,
कवर कर
if you, Matt Neptura, if you can just stop hogging the mic and pass it on. There you go. Thank you very much.
वो कल नहीं
As I was saying, Lace,
कल
it's a
से
big opportunity for some of these other squads to be able to jump up that
कर
leaderboard.
दिया
One of
रात
them
का टाइम
being none other than 7-1.
Honestly, it's been
रात का
such a
स्कोप कर
ride
दिया
watching this team.
क्या
And
मारा देखे
with
जंप
that,
करके
I mean, they
एक्सीड
are
हो गए
making macro adjustments mid-game. Still, though, getting a little caught out. I mean, and this is from the likes of, like, I gotta chuck in S2G
नाम
here
क्या
as
उसका
well,
फेडरल्स
they're
उसका नाम क्या है
literally holding his prime position against the 721 on the north side. And they were at about like a three play apart. And it's just unfortunate. 721 aren't sort of making these, like, I guess, minor adjustments to have that line of sight on them. And I mean, they're getting caught out by these massive split holes from these teams. But yeah, I've got to add S2G there into the mix because they are
लेग बोलते चड्डी खोलते
Okay, there you go. That's an extra 15 eliminations.
मेरा आवाज नहीं आ रहा है तुम लोग को
Did you know that? That's called a blessing. Yeah. Cast a curse for everyone at home. But yeah, just PayPal me.
You especially you, Max. I think we want to find a good rhythm here, especially if you're able to curse a team, she'll uncurse them, and then you and I, Neptura, will try to curse them again. But for some of the other teams, a big surprise for me has to be on the 7. We kind of have to bring them back. For Alpha 7, we're expecting a bit of a jump up today of the likes of what 721 has been able to
कर्स कर रहे सब
squads like either, but it hasn't been the case for Alpha 7.
No, it hasn't. They had a couple of really good spots, and then in
अल्फा 7 तो क्या हुआ स्टडी अल्फा 7 तो क्या हुआ
fallen back down in terms of that momentum. They're not really able to hold on anything. We are looking now at the overall ranking quiz because, yeah, it is Ida. A7's not on the front. I don't know why.
Ida jumped up all the way to 2nd place. That's what happens when you get back to back.
Yeah, I mean, a back-to-back will do that for you. So really,
किसका बात कर रहा है?
अरे मेरा तुम लोग को आवाज आ रहा है कि नहीं हाँ या ना बोलना
नहीं आ रहा है तो मैं 6% कर
मैं बाहर ही उतने देर से तुझसे बैठा हूँ आवाज नहीं बोल रही है
#6 आ गया #6 आ गया 5 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस 7 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस #2 ईड़ा है #2 पे चली गई
बोला ना ईड़ा भाई ईड़ा साउथ इंडियन ईड़ा
Trying to do a lot of things. They've been trying to
South
control a
India?
lot of area, and it's just not really coming through. I don't know if that's
South
because
India?
teams are, you know, pushing that aggression a
ईड़ा
little bit.
अरे
more
टॉप टीम पता टॉप पे कौन सी टीम जाएगी क्वालीफाई करके
altering in mentality.
टॉप 15 पे जाएंगे भाई अपन क्वालिफाई अल्फा 7
टॉप 5 बताइए।
टॉप 5 अपना में 100% आगे वाइटलिटी ईडा गॉडलाइक और नॉन्गसिंग रेडफोर्ड
और पांचवी पांचवी टीम चार टीम है।
पांचवा टीम अपना जाएगा भाई स्पोर्ट्स एरिना जाने सकती
वो सर किधर है?
जाने सकती
और आप नहीं होगा क्या फिर?
बाल पर
और
क्या
ऐसा
देख रहा है?
और ऐसा नहीं हो रहा क्या फिर मेरे टॉप में?
नहीं हाँ जाएगी और जाएगी।
कौन सी टीम नहीं जाएगी? छह टीम बोल दिया तूने जाएगी, पांचवी टीम जाएगी।
स्पोर्ट्स एरिना को काट दे। प्रेडिक्शन और टॉप तरह तक भाई सात के अच्छे तरह जाएगी भाई। टूजी ई एरिना यांगटोंग इलेक्ट्रिकोस 7-1 जीएस अल्फा 7 टीम
और बॉटम थ्री कौन रहेगा?
1 खत्म।
किसका गुड बाय है? किसका गुड बाय?
गन पावर क्या रखती है यार बोर्ड लाइक यार वैसे भी यार
टीटी का
नहीं टीएन का गुड बाय बाय।
I got a classic mummy. Nice.
टीएन से नहीं हो पाएगा भाई, टीएन से नहीं हो पाएगा।
तेरे से कोचिंग नहीं लिया क्या? वो
नहीं लिया ना, कोचिंग लेता तो वो निकल जाता क्या
भाई। अब आ रहा है मेरा आवाज अच्छे से? हेलो
अब बोलना।
आवाज ही नहीं आ रहा भाई लैपटॉप पे, क्या बताइए। हाँ अब देखो
इसके ऑन कर अल्फा स्पेस।
फिर लाइट चला गया यार मेरा, रुक जा फर्स्ट वो करने की।
हां भाई इसका इतना सेटअप करके गया ये लाइट में से मार रही।
Dude, I don't know if you're good enough at this game.
Oh no, I'm not speaking about play.
क्या लगता है भाई? बताओ टॉप 5 टीम बता दो तेरे हिसाब से।
Yeah, motivation. Okay, that could work.
इसके स्पोर्ट सोलो स्पोर्ट
लॉन्च गेम स्पोर्ट्स सिंग स्पोर्ट।
चल स्पाइडी तू बता, तेरा टॉप 5 पता है स्पाइडी?
मेरा टॉप 5 टीम वाइटलिटी टीम
ये सौम्य जा रहे थे इंटरव्यू के, सौम्य और मानने जा रहे हैं।
टीम होरा टीम नॉन्गसिंग रेडफोर्ड।
क्या कमेंट्री कर रहा है ये?
तेरा क्या हो रहा है?
Dude, you terrified the kids. What did you just say? I just say something like, "We're a big family. We got this, and let's win together."
I don't think I believe you.
ये मैच गॉड लाइक चिकन।
I said back to Casters. Get him for it's now.
अरे कौन सी लैंग्वेज है?
I don't think I believe him either. I don't think that's quite what he said, but my French is not quite good enough. We'll have to tune in with Max to see if that was real.
We will have to tune in with Matt. Unfortunately, he's laid dead out on a table at the moment.
Alpha 7
slammed out by a chicken leg.
ये अपना कौन है? ये कौन सा टीम है?
Apparently, but we are
कौन सा टीम है?
याद नहीं आ रहा। Game of the day so far. Ida on a back-to-back.
ये वाइटलिटी नहीं है।
Amazing to watch and is making some teams at the top. We thought
ये तो अपना यूके वाला टीम है। हसल क्रू उनका लास्ट टीम लबा भाई। नहीं वाइटलिटी है। वुल्फ है सॉरी वुल्फ है।
Figured something out from that.
ये तो अपना टीम लीडर
moving into today, so they set up back over on the desk before they were.
होरा स्पोर्ट्स होरा से हो जाएगा, रुको।
Which is a huge jump up coming through from Ida, a Turkish
रंगल है
team potentially going to
प्लेन पाथ
ईडा चौक नहीं
प्लेन पाथ स्पीड प्लेन पाथ बता कहां से जाएगा? प्लेन पाथ प्रेडिक्शन
लेट बैठ जाएगा 9 से 70 पूरा सेंटर वाला
9 से 7 तेरा स्टडी
मेरा मैं जाएगा भाई पूरा बीच में से जाएगा।
इधर से बता नाम बता।
अपना ये
मिलिट्री बेस
मिलिट्री बेस यस
ये जाएगा जॉर्जपुर से जाएगा जॉर्जपुर के ऊपर से जाएगा क्रॉस
झारखी जा रहा है
जॉर्जपुर से स्कूल से लेके जाते हैं ऐसे
तेजू भाई नाम आने भाई अपना भाई टारगेट 200 सब्सक्राइबर करवा दो भाई जो बोलो
शर्ट निकल्स पड़ी झारखी से आ जाएगा
ए भाई लिखो का टू प्रीवाम
देख मैंने बोला था मिलिट्री बेस जाएगा, मिलिट्री बेस जा रहा है।
अबे तो फिर तो मिलिट्री तो ज्यादा 50% चांस ही रहता है ना लंबा प्लेन पार का, तो मिलिट्री तो आ ही जाएगा उसमें।
मिलिट्री बेस पास में है दल्ले प्रीमस के गॉडलैक कहां जाएगी बता अभी, गॉडलैक कहां जाएगी?
शेल्टर
वो पोचिंग क्यों नहीं आ रहे पता नहीं।
तीनों मैच ऐसे ही प्लेन बता रहे हैं सेम से।
भाई क्वालिफाई करने के लाले पड़ जाएंगे भाई अगर ऐसा हुआ तो।
भाई पूरा जिगरा से भाई हेलो भाई।
हाँ
ये 15 पॉइंट चल रहे मैच।
लड़े नहीं खाऊंगा भाई।
गॉडलैक ने शेल्टर नहीं गिरे, वो अपना ये अपार्टमेंट गिरे। हाँ भाई जोन के अंदर कोई नहीं है।
अबे जोन तो सबका कोई का सगा नहीं हुआ अबे, जोन ही सगा नहीं हुआ किसी का गाइस।
Allow teams to invest more time in getting out to the drop spots in that location, right? So it's maybe, blessing in disguise is quite a strong way of putting it, but I feel like it's definitely going to give a lot of teams to go out to those locations, circles anywhere else would have made
मैं तो सोच रहा हूँ बस नेक्स्ट का
more of a disparate situation set up coming on through.
टीम मीडा ये मैच टीम मीडा का चिकन चलो
पहले फेस कैम लगा ना अल्फा का।
अब लोग आने के फेस कैम नहीं है।
हर में फिर से पीटी हो रही है क्या?
Getting long drops coming through. Pretty wild.
अरे चक्कू से फाटा रे, 2 नॉक दिया था इसने।
Two players going down isn't ideal. Went for the old graveyard walk.
ये रीना ने काट दिया।
Get a move on.
रिलोड लग गया था इस।
Suppose they're worried about retribution.
Esports arena.
For that one coming through, so instead of committing the time to res inside the garage, you want to get.
तो बैकअप आ रहा है क्या? बैकअप आ
क्या
रहा है?
दिक्कत हो रही है उसमें बताओ। लोगों नहीं हो रहा है क्या? फिर से वो तुम वही करो ना जो तुम बोल रहे थे पहले।
Fantastic stuff. If you guys want to be looking.
ये तो तेरा डिस्को मैक्स का वाला बंद कर यहाँ से मैं।
मेरी लाइफ डेट पढ़ रहा हूँ भाई, बंदे मेरी लाइफ को।
बता तेजू चिकन को करेगा बता तेजू।
Clean as well.
फिर से डाला फिर से लूट देख क्या दल्ले लोग ये। वाह वुल्फ वाह भाई वाह।
Sure that you're logging in, grabbing those skins, getting those unlocked, because the Nangtel's Fury AUG looks mighty fine. I don't think there's one in the back of that van though, Ida. Unfortunately, you're going to have to get in game and go for those. Okay, so these players already got it. Slonic takes a tumble. Sadly, this is over towards the west side of the map. I imagine he's probably hit over towards the top of the building and then fallen down, but Wolves were able to get over towards this position fairly quickly. If you cast your minds way back to yesterday, Wolves actually sent Necessary very quickly over towards the Finn, over towards the northwest side here of Georgia Pole, the game that Aura ended up winning versus Vitality. This is a pretty standard rotation for them, except this time, the whole team's here.
Live from Paris. Yangnong Galacticos, defending champion.
और एक बार दिल से गॉड लेकर हार्ड बना स्पीड दो हाथ से दिल पे रख के चिकन आएगा।
दिल से गॉड लाइक
हाथ रख दिल पे, हाथ रख, हार्ड बना दोनों हाथ से।
ओए मरा ये रहने का बंदा मरा।
ऐसा दोनों हाथ से स्पाइडी हार्ड बना और दिल पे रख। ए स्पाइडी वैसा नहीं, हाँ वैसा हार्ड बना, प्रॉपर हार्ड बना। हाँ समझ, एक नंबर पिछला दिल से गॉड लाइक। चलो नॉट स्पैम करो चैट।
मैप देख के बता तरु को ये ओपी यस तेरे बता कौन निकालेगा बताए मेरे को। मैं तो गॉडलैक निकाल रहा है ये। चलो गॉडलैक टॉप 2 के अंदर आ रही है, चिकन होरा निकाल रहा है।
येलो और स्पैम करवा थोड़ी चैट पे
भाई चैट में पूरा येलो हॉट स्पैम होना चाहिए मार तेजस यो मार स्पैम पूरा तेजस मार ड्रिप उठ के बंदे आ गए ये मर नहीं बच गया
येलो शर्ट पहन के बैठ फाइट तू पर्पल क्यों पहने
पर्पल ईडा हो ना
येलो शर्ट पहन के आजा
येलो नहीं येलो कांड ढूंढो बता अभी
सावन तेरा फोटो नहीं था येलो शर्ट वाला वो पहन के
वो नहीं है मेरा ड्रेस वैसे चेंज किया चैट में स्पैम होना चाहिए टीम इंडिया गॉड लाइक का येलो हार्ट
कल जर्सी पहन के आया कल का ये आईआईटी का तभी चिकर मारा था ना उसने
अरे मैं भी जर्सी पहनूंगा मेरे पे भी रखी है
हाँ जर्सी पहन के बैठे जाओ वाइट जर्सी पहन
Jersey was last option to Golden qualify to PMWC Grand Final.
WC रहे Grand Final GC मत बोल
I feel like S2G today has been a better team, but I think Godlike has had consistency across the 2 days.
क्या लग रहा है ये सब GC
दो लोग देख रहे हैं भाई लोग मेरे को चेट करो ना थोड़ा इंगेजिंग करना लाइव तुम कौन है बताओ नाम बताओ मैं दो लोग देख रहे हैं भाई रुक जा
and surely I would agree with you that for E-Arena
गोल लाइक एड में बस यही बोल रहा था मैं साला
मारा क्या
लेके जाओ लूटो
मैं लेट चल रहा है
जोन के बीच में सालो अबे कौन मारा है जोन के अंदर है वो
एक तो से हो
सिटी में लूट रहे
and it is sad to see because they were on fire that game in stadium.
तेरा स्पाइडर का सबका स्ट्रीम लगा के रखा हूं
तो एक बजे तेरी जा रही है बोले
Unless E-Arena is able to pull
एक खुद की तेरी
a very central position on this next circle though, so potentially this is the map to do it.
ये हमारा
difficulty though at the moment is that E-Arena, as we saw earlier, did not get a lot
हमारा
on
स्प्लिट
board
लूट रहा है ये
They moved in towards South George.
यूज करेगा सिर्फ तो बच के लिए उससे
Hopefully they've been able to pick through some of these buildings, but they would have been under duress from the teams around them. We saw
मैच में
fairly early on. We saw Hustler crew in there fairly early on. So in South George,
तुम लोग कब जाओगे
I feel like they've
हम जाएंगे एक दिन जरूर
to be able to pick through those buildings and grab enough loot on board.
कब अगले जन्म में
एक दिन जरूर भाई
रेड शॉट है भाई क्लिक जाएगा रेड शॉट प्लेन टिकट तरफ नीचे जाएगा
Still plenty of loot around that area to grab though, right?
मत बोल
They're
रे
down towards apartments. There's
ये लॉट स्पैम होना चाहिए ये लोग मैप नहीं दिखाते हैं हाँ ना भाई दिखाएंगे
अबे क्या हो गया ये
रुक जा रुक जा भाई रुक जा
but maybe they also expected E-Arena to get here quicker than
कुछ
they
ठीक है
did
ना
originally. So for the Wolves, they opted to sit out.
दे भाई फेस कैम गया मेरा फक
Hustler crew moved up and were quickly
टीएन आने चाहिए रे ऊपर सर वाले स्टेज तक टीएन बा क्वालीफाई होना चाहिए सर वाले स्टेज पे
टीएन अच्छा टीम है क्या
अरे फिर
मेरे उन्हें लगता
मेरा मार तो अपने ही मेरा मार का टेंशन मत
मेरा पता नहीं भाई मान्य मैजिक है भाई वो
मान्य लास्ट मैच में क्वालीफाई करता है क्या स्पाइडर
ये सबका पीछे लंका लगा रखा देन उसके बाद क्वालीफाई करके दिखाते हैं
गोटी मूव में आने के बाद क्वालीफाई करवाते हैं
जोन भाई गया पूरा गोड लेग ऊपर देख अपना ये जॉर्जिया बुल का वेस्ट साइड अपना नॉर्थ साइड गया देखो
गोटी मूव में आने तक क्वालीफाई करवाते हैं
यस प्रेडिक्शन
यस यस गॉड बिल्डिंग पकड़ो गॉड बिल्डिंग अरे A7 आगे उधर A7 पे सेंटर है
ना पकड़ो भाई ना पकड़ो
getting eliminated at the group stage at global tournaments, you know, so that's going
शो का नो फेस कैम लगा शो का फेस कैम लगा बोल रहे
मैच है 5 मिनट में
तेरे बोल रहे तेरे को फेस कैम लगाने के लिए बता मैं क्या बोलूं
अरे मैच है 7 बजे मैच
Yeah, like I said, I mean, for Godlike, actually North George wasn't.
हम लोग खेलेंगे नहीं स्ट्रीम से बता
Head towards the northern side.
अरे नहीं लैंड का मैच है अपना लैंड
And you can see that
कौन बुक किया है
they're over towards the western side of North George.
टाइसन
You got Eagle taking a couple of shots through.
नहीं रे टाइसन
To ward off any players around them. But yeah, this is going to get very hot very quickly. There's a huge amount of water still.
मेरे को लोगों ही ने क्वालीफाई होने का बताओ पहले
players littering over towards Everett.
किधर लोग हैं तो आएगा मुंबई
लैंड कब हो रहा है लैंड
Does seem to be. I mean,
अगस्त
about
अगस्त
50%
में
of the circle is on the
कब
north
कहाँ हो
side
रहा है
of
नाइस
the river. And it's going to be teams
वही
moving across a TT project heading to the water.
बम्बई
Lots of conflict
मुंबई कहाँ पर
around those bridge crossings.
बम्बई में बोला तो
I think it was
चूतिया मुंबई में कहाँ पर
some conflict between
नवी मुंबई
वो बोलना अपना ट्रैक्स के घर के पास
ट्रैक्स बाजार में रहता है चूती
तो भोपाल आने वाला है
नवी मुंबई में कौन रहता है
क्यों
क्या
भोपाल आएगा नवंबर में
शादी में
हाँ
देखता हूँ।
तो बुला रहा है आइयो भाई मिलेंगे सब।
लौड़ा वो सीढ़ी के मैं जाऊंगा 100%।
आईडी को नहीं बोला उसको
गांड
शादी
मारूंगा,
में।
मेरे को बुलाया है कि मैंने गांड मारूंगा उनको कॉल करूंगा।
आईडी को नहीं बोला यार उसको मैं
चूतिया को उसका
इसका खाना खाना खत्म हो
किस बुक्कर को बुलाया बोलेंगे घर वाले।
अब नहीं रहा, भूल गया होगा बंदा।
बोलेगा वो सबसे बोलेगा। मैं बोला था उसे बोला सबसे बोलूंगा मैं।
क्या बोल
फिर से फेस
अरे
कैम आ
मेरे
गया
को
भाई
कॉल किया था
मेरा।
मैंने स्पाइडर को अवॉइड किया था कॉल पे तभी बोला नहीं उस स्पाइडर को कॉल किया था तेरे को बुलाना नहीं स्पाइडर को।
फेस कैम फिर से आ गया। कोई आया कि नहीं?
S7 गॉडलैक चिकन, मैं गॉडलैक का चिकन S7 नहीं।
कौन बोल रहा है भरोसे चैट में स्पाइडर?
तेजू भाई
चिकन बोल रहे हैं।
सुनना S7 का बोल रहा था जस्ट
तेज भाई क्या पागल हो गया यार? दिल से बोल रहा है यार।
तेजस है, तेजस तू जानता नहीं उसको, छोड़।
तेरा
सीओ का ओल्ड फ्रेंड है वो, कॉलेज फ्रेंड है सीओ का।
तेजस भाई
जो कॉलेज में कभी कॉलेज गए नहीं हम।
अबे तेरा दोस्त है, तेरे दोस्त है कि नहीं बता मेरे को।
हाँ कॉलेज गए नहीं कभी पर हम हमारा अटेंडेंस देखना कभी दोनों।
जॉन लाइक
नाइस रे। चल भाई अगर ये नहीं निकला ना तो फिर मैं तो स्ट्रीम बंद करके भाग जाऊंगा भाई गेम खेलने।
किल उठाओ बस, किल उठाओ बस अभी और स्लैम ना हो जाए रे एक साइड।
वो तो भाई एक डर तो रहेगा ही ना स्लैम का। लेकिन वो
जॉनी सिंस का भाई स्पाइडी जी नहीं भाई, जॉनी सिंस का नहीं हुआ भाई। जॉनी सिंस का भाई अपने कौन है पता है यहाँ पर? The one and only सीओ।
That's really enjoyable. There is a world where this goes back south towards the bridge. There is a
world पूरा तो हाफ सेंटर तो दे दिया है। तो क्या मिलेगा इनको?
तुम भाई एनएस
मर एनएस मर
कोरिया की बेस्ट टीम तुम भाई।
मरने दे इनको अपने को फायदा है फाइट मरने दे एनएस को मरने दे।
वाइटेड पुश कर वाइटेड।
भाई ये क्या खेलता है बे? एक्सेल कौन गिराया इनको?
क्लच मार रहा है क्या?
मार देगा बे। अबे
जोन हार्ड शिफ्ट करके वो साइड जाए ना बस।
अबे जाने के बाद नहीं वो मतलब किसके बढ़ता ईडा का ना। हाँ ईडा के वजह पहले पुश करने बाद नहीं वो मतलब किसके बढ़ता ईडा का ना। हाँ ईडा के वजह पहले पुश करना चाहिए था। नोट मतलब मान्य ने नेट डाला, नॉक डाला, वो टाइम पुश करना था। ये लोग रुक के पुश कर रहे हैं।
आईफोन में कौन सा है ये? उसमें भी आईफोन जैसा नॉच दिख रहा है ऊपर।
ऑनर है
चाइनीज फोन अपने उधर बैन है ना ऑनर।
अपने उधर नहीं ऑनर बैन। हाँ है अपने मतलब ऑनर मतलब 4-5 साल बैन नहीं था अभी। मतलब वो फोन निकालता नहीं इंडिया के लिए। सॉरी
उसका लैपटॉप देखा तूने ऑनर का? कैसा लैपटॉप?
ऑनर है भाई, यूए का ब्रांड है।
फिल्टर गैंग बन गए अभी लेटे पड़े सर अपार्टमेंट में।
चलो जॉन कट जाए भाई। नाइस
नाइस रे किल उठाओ
अब गॉडलाइक को भाई स्प्लिट मत लो भाई।
स्प्लिट नहीं है चूती
स्प्लिट देखे ना दल्ले क्या चूते बोल रहे मेरे को। टू स्प्लिट लेके बैठे
मरो ईड़ा मर जा उधर ही मर जा ईड़ा।
ये क्या देख रहे? मैं गाड़ी का देखा हो भाई। अल्फा 7 गॉड बिल्डिंग।
अल्फा 7 बहुत किल मारने वाली है।
देखना ये मैच का गॉड बिल्डिंग से जोन चला जाएगा लग रहा है मेरे को।
ऐसे कौन सा उल्टा क्यों लगता है स्पाइडी?
2-3 मिनट आना तो पहले तो जॉइन कर, तेरे को सीओ उठा लेगा ऊपर। नॉक मान्य भाई, नॉक
फिनिश क्रॉस कर रहा होगा अपार्टमेंट के पीछे।
बोला टॉप 2 आएगी। फटा ओय वेटिंग में हूं। आजा
कौन
अपना
वोटिंग है?
तेजस को ऊपर उठाना।
एक सेकंड।
वोटिंग में उठा के उसको पावर दे मैनेजर का बात करने के लिए। और नाइस फॉर रेडी।
तो स्पाइडर इससे मेरा क्रोसर बहुत स्ट्रेक कर रहा है बे, सीधा नहीं लगा।
इसमें तो उठाते कैसे स्पाइड होते?
ड्रैग करना उसको।
कैसे होते हैं ट्रैक?
छोड़ मैं कर लेता थोड़ा देर।
रोक, हाँ हो गया हो गया हो गया।
अरे सेव हेलो।
उसको रोल दे दे मैनेजर को रोल दे मैनेजर का।
कोई सेव
उसको मैनेजर को रोल दे।
बोल ना रोल गैंगस्टर गेमर क्लोज वन दे दे। मैनेजर का मेरे को पास ऑप्शन नहीं आ रहा।
मैं दे रहा कहां तेजक तेजू का ऊपर तो नहीं है। तेजू बैठ यहां पर थोड़ा सा मैं दे रहा हूं।
आ गया
तेजू रुक जा तेजू। अब
आ गया
तेजू माइकन कर। बैठ जा थोड़ा यहाँ पर 1 मिनट के लिए बैठ करवा था। माइकन कर अब माइकन कर तेजू। हेलो तेजस।
हेलो हाँ
बहुत दिन बाद बात हो रहा है तेजस।
नाइस टू मीट यू।
थैंक्स बड़ी।
बिग फैन स्पाइडर
नाइस टू मीट यू।
Big fan.
Meet.
तो क्या हो रहा है? S2G. गॉडलैक टॉप 6 के अंदर आएगी। हेड।
एस पावर मारते हैं अपार्टमेंट में गप्पा-गप डीबीएस मारते हैं।
एस पावर सोम में ये दोनों को भरोसा है। एडमिन को साला कभी नेट छुड़ा था अपने प्लेयर को। कल देखा था ईडा के टाइम नेट छुड़ा दिया था। उसका नेट है।
मेरा
इसका था पूछ रहे
ना मेरा क्रोसर मतलब उंगली पे तो ना वो वाइब्रेट कर रहा है, कुछ सोल्यूशन है उसका? मतलब टैब है ना उसका जो मतलब क्रोसर है उसको अगर प्रेस कर रहा हूं तो वाइब्रेट कर रहा है वो।
क्या नेट डाल रहा है? ओह वाइब्रेट क्यों कर रहा है पता नहीं। उसको नीचे लेके आना पर नीचे डाल दो उसको।
आपको नहीं होगा सर
तो उसका थोड़ा करवा देना चाहिए।
तो इस मैच के बाद कर लेंगे।
आईडी पे आ गया मुझे।
क्या लग रहा है गॉडलैक चिकन निकालेगा? बताओ गाइस। मिनो ने नॉक एंड फिनिश का नाइस मिनो मिनो से और 5
नाइस डब्बा डाल नाइस
डाल दिया।
और तो डिले चल रहा है और यार मैं मेरी लाइव चैट नहीं देख पा रहा।
देख मैं
अरे वीएलटी वाले मरे नहीं अभी तक।
वाइटेड बोल रहा हूं मैं 150 पॉइंट पार करेंगे।
देखो पता है वीटीआर है वीएलटी ने परचेस किया है इनको खरीदा है इनको बाय पे।
वो तो पता है फ्री का कहां है? पैसे देके
वो आउट लिया ना पूरे का बहुत महंगा पड़ा है। बहुत महंगा
तगड़ा टीम है ना। थाईलैंड टीम है इंडोनेशियन टीम है।
पर ये बंदा क्या नाम है इसका फेडलेस ये बहुत गंदा शूट कर
ट्राई कर रहा हूं अभी। रात को प्रैक्टिस चल पा रहे उसका ये बढ़ता है टाइम बढ़ता है मारने का।
मतलब पहले उसको वीडियो देने नहीं देता तो फायर करता ना फायर टाइम हो जाता है।
भाई इधर काम जा रहा है रोटेशन देख
पानी से क्यों जा रहे हैं ये?
पकड़ो
लास्ट ऑप्शन है लेकिन
कहां जाएंगे बताओ।
लास्ट ऑप्शन
ये अपना डुओ जाइए भाई।
मरो पानी में मरो ना वाले।
पता लेकिन ये डिसीजन लेने के ये डिसीजन भी लेता है ना उसके वोटिंग नहीं रहते आईजी लगा ये डिसीजन दिया है।
गोटे 90% गोट मतलब लग जाते हैं गोटे।
पूछते ही 99.99% 1% क्या पता कैसे उम्मीद बचा लेते हैं।
टर्निक है स्पोर्ट्स एरिना।
हां ठीक
ये नेट टॉप 2 आ गई नहीं मर पाएगी।
अबे भाई ये वो खतरनाक लोकेशन पे बैठा है पता है डेल लेगा एक दो का डब्बा।
नहीं डाल पाएगा
तो ऊपर तो उठेंगे। अरे इसको भी जाना है ये थोड़ा लेट जाना
है ना।
नाइस एक और डाल दे बस एक का और डाल दे, बस जाजोन जा मर जाएगा।
Doing bits to stay up in the top 5 and take down one of their closest competitors in the run.
ये सब पानी में खेलेंगे अब सब।
वो एक ब्रिज वाला ट्रिक है ना, नीचे से बंदा उठा देता है, गन निकले आता है, ऐसा कुछ है ना उस साइड।
वो उसका बंदा आने के बाद
कर सकता है वो तो।
जोन गोड लेगा, चलो चलो जोन गोड लेगा। आग बंद करके। आग बंद कर लिया, जोन गोड लेगा।
Next circle though, where will it go? Will Vitality get thrown a bone here?
गोड लेगा जोन।
Head out towards the bridge. Have one of the
भाई ये भी पता है रिकॉल सेट करेगा, ये रिकॉल सेट कर सकता। अबे नाइस रे,
Vitality with the double drop down.
नाइस नाइस।
Into the water here.
मेरा थोड़ा डिले चल रहा है।
Not getting across the bridge, so I guess it makes sense. Drawing fire
Somma
from teams like S2G across the way. See if that's going to pay out for them. They may just stay
सोमा अकेला क्यों रुका है इधर?
godlike trying to hold as much ground as they can.
होल्ड किया उसने अपन।
Yangon Galacticos with a little entry there as a duo. One of the puzzle pieces. And the remnants of plenty.
White Adder नीचे पानी जा रही है वाह। 7-2 वाले पूरा किल पूरा फ्री उठाएंगे।
In North George.
ये फुटा गया।
नहीं
उड़ेगा।
Decent spot.
नहीं उड़ेगा।
Vitality tried to use the vehicles to get good information.
तगड़ा जोकर 7-2 वाले पे मिडिल है उनके पास।
To make that move forward, but it's got to be
YG versus got like
to the coastline. Razak's going to take a quick breather in the meantime.
सोमे भाई सोमे।
ए भाई ये 7-2 बनने का एंगल वाला है।
सोमे।
अबे ये तो पूरा फ्री खेल सकते हैं पानी के।
गया। नहीं बच गया।
इस 7-2 वाले तो पूरा फ्री खेल सकते हैं पानी में।
वो तो फ्री खेल बोल
रहा है। चल 3v2 निकाल।
और वाइट एडर गया। हां ले लिया।
बे भाई ये फिर से 3v2 ना हो रहे चल देगा। अबे क्या पागल हो?
मैंने पील चुका है। मैंने मर गया। मैंने जोन 2-3 से मर गया।
भाई ले बोस बिल्डिंग में चला गया इसमें आए तो वाह। वीएलटी को मार दिया 7G ने।
इनका अलग ही चल रहा है।
वाइटलिटी पर भी
7 वो तो पता है। तू इंग्लिश देख
इंग्लिश ही देख रहा हूँ, मेरा थोड़ा डिले उसमें।
आगे कर थोड़ा।
कितना मिनट चल रहा है तेरे को? टाइम कितना है तेरे ऊपर?
23-24।
मेरे को 20 ही सेकंड आ गए थे बस। गोडल वाले 4v2 कितने चौक करते हैं भाई इंटरनेशनल? कल किया तो मेरा वार का।
अबे वो भी 3 बंदे, अभी 4 बंदे नहीं है।
कल लेंगे रे,
नहीं निकल सकते भाई।
ये तो पिटेंगे इनको देखना भाई।
अल्फा 7 मुझे लगा अल्फा 7 पिट जाएगी, बच गए 4। इनका अलग ही चल रहा है।
वो गन निकालने का ट्राई कर रहा है पता है।
अलग ही चल रहा है भाई।
एक गन निकाल
3 लाख वाचिंग चल रहा है।
कितना?
3,30,000।
वो तो फर्स्ट टाइम में भी चला था 3 लाख।
इनका अलग ही चल रहा है। मार का इसका।
अबे ये क्या कर रहे हैं?
मतलब उसको जोन में मतलब पानी के अंदर ढकल रहे हैं ना, तो पानी से ऊपर मत जा वो चिड़के। ओ भाई क्या
अल्लाह पूरा जोन लगा लिया पता है, पैर से लेके सिर तक का जोन लगा लिया है
भाई। क्या
अब ये लोग किल ही नहीं देंगे पता है।
ऊपर उठाने का ट्राई कर रहा हूँ।
ये भी वही ट्राई कर रहा है, ये सोच रहा है ये के बंदे को मार देगा ये आईडिया वाले। फ्री किल ले रहे भाई ये तो पूरा
अलग चल रहा है
भाई। ये एचडीआर क्यों नहीं कर रहा भाई? एचडीआर करने पे दिख जाता सब कुछ।
मैं बोल रहा हूँ एक बार उनको जोन मिल जाए, मतलब क्या बोलते हो उसको, एक एरिया मिल जाए खड़ा होने का मारने का आइलैंड, वो पहल लेंगे सबको। 6 किल देगा भी, 5 किल नाक कहते वाजी ने 1 किल लिया। चलो 1 वाले गए, जापानीज वाले गए, छोड़ो। टियानबा कहाँ रहे अपना? टियानबा।
अबे इनका यही चल रहा है, इस बिल्डिंग से उस बिल्डिंग में।
भाई टीआर को उंगली मत करना रे, बहुत तगड़ा टीम है, चाइनीज टीम है। हाँ 4v3 फाइट अब निकालो।
सर अभी तो ये और कोई सी टीम से फाइट ले रहे थे, अब इससे ले रहे हैं।
यांगलोंग गैलेक्सी से मार दे यांगलोंग गैलेक्सी को।
एडमी नो पे पीछे चल जाओ, फटोगे। अबे बहुत गलत पोजी पे हो सब लोग। नाइस, अरे नाइस रे। नेड आएगा। इस बार पीछे जा, इस बार पीछे।
पावर नाइस,
पावर आराम से। नाइस जीजी। अबे यार
ए पावर
यार, पावर का कैजुअलिटी हो गया, फ्री कट का बाहर फालतू बाहर गया।
कोई ना पास फिनिश, चलो लेट्स गो।
नाइस,
एक पॉइंट निकालो, टॉप 5 आ जाओगे। बाय लेट्स गो। पावर ने अच्छा काम किया, मरा अच्छा काम किया भाई, 2 नॉक करके मरा वो। पावर ने अच्छा काम किया। चल A7 के चिकन
A lot of teams now getting forced into unfavorable positions, and Etch have to take the top floor against the Wolves on the north side.
चलो यहाँ पर चक्के ले A7 किल उठाएगा, गंदा A7 गंदा किल उठाएगा। वाइट डील मारा
and across a road and into no man's land.
बहुत सीढ़ी के A7 का बहुत तगड़ा चांस है ना मारने का। नहीं इड़ा मोरो सालो, इड़ा मोरो सीधे पड़े तुमको। होरा को नॉक किया, होरा का चिकन नहीं है ना, A7 का चिकन है। इड़ा के होरा मरेगी 100%। 3 टीम जो है ना, जो होरा की साइड, वो सब मरेंगी। अल्फा जब उनका फ्री का किल लेगा, आग बंद कर दे। नाइस 80s वाले। वाओ होरा वाला किल लो, नहीं तो मरोगे यहाँ पर।
बस हमने हमारा होरा का मारा। डब्बा डाल दे भाई प्लीज। अरे दोनों, अबे दो टीम से एक साथ फाइट ले रहे हैं।
मिनो होरा का बंदा नॉक, खुद के नेट से मार रहे होरा।
गॉडलाइक का किल नहीं आया अभी तक। ये सब पानी में किल दे दी BLT वाले तो।
चलो HC क्या अल्फा 7 इजी ग्रुप है।
अल्फा 7 कमबैक कर ली रे।
क्या नाइस S7 मारा, होरा मारा।
The swimmers have made it to landfall there, and S2G have to fall back to try and deal with it. The north side,
नेट नहीं है,
no fear, the last to stand.
नेट खत्म।
क्या मार रहे हैं लोग?
I don't think that you're going to be able to make that one.
चलो अब मीनो ने डाल रहा है। YG वर्सेस गॉडलाइक, चलो
Not finding their way through. Oh, hang
चलो
on a minute. Ida, okay. They managed to get
फ्री का किल ले रहा है भाई।
across now and actually up onto the high ground with
SPG मर जा भाई प्लीज, SPG मर जा।
he's going to be able to burn it out.
इड़ा मार दे इड़ा।
There's one for the back line.
हाँ अगर कार लियो नो एडमिनो नॉक, मिनो नॉक एंड फिनिश। सोमे बाकी है, सोमे बाकी है। नाइस अल्फा 7, नाइस सोमे जोन के बारे। चलो सोमे गया, नाइस सोमे मार सकता है।
बनेच किया वो, गया 100%। अरे नाइस रे, चल बच्ची।
Let's go!
भाई क्या मारा रे वो। सोम्य भाई लव यू भाई, क्या मारा भाई। अभी ज्यादा आगे मत सोम्य पे जोन है क्या? नो लास्ट जोन है रे। तो अब इनका फाइट हो जाएगा, टॉप 2 हो जाएगा अपन आराम से।
S2G को मारो नहीं तो भाई दल्ले भोसड़ी के।
अभी सौम्य थोड़ा रुक जाए, S2G को पहले ही आना होगा। हाँ S2G मरेगी, बस थोड़ा वेट कर ले सौम्य। ले मर गई, टॉप 2 आ गए। जी कोई ना,
किल
अच्छा खेला।
नाइस सौम्य निकल नहीं पाया।
फंस गया रे वो, पता है
क्लच
फंस गया था वो।
एंटी एंटी एंटी
अबे वो
एंटी
फंस गया था पता है, सेक में अंदर नहीं जा पाया वो, देखा तूने?
पता है
हाँ
पता है मारा एक नॉक डाला था, मजा मजा आ गया। फ्रॉम या नाइस मैं स्टार्टिंग से बोला था भाई अल्फा 7 चिकन, आई नो दैट टीम।
मैंने भी प्रेडिक्ट किया था फिर तो।
मैं बोला था अल्फा मैंने क्या बोला था, गॉड लाइक टॉप 2
अल्फा गेमिंग भाई, अल्फा तो पोस्ट पार्टी कर रहा है तो गॉड फक नहीं आएगा चिकन, ये बता तू। अल्फा
अल्फा
खुद
7 पे 7
अरे तो
7
अल्फा
7 उसको बोलते हैं, गेमिंग
तो
नहीं।
अल्फा खुद पोस्ट पार्टी करने आया है तो अल्फा का चिकन क्यों नहीं
अल्फा
आएगा?
गेमिंग बन गए ना अभी दल्ले, वो औरोरा जो अल्फा गेमिंग वही है। अबे ये बोले अल्फा गेमिंग क्यों नहीं आई, अल्फा गेमिंग जो है वो औरोरा वही है।
हाँ कमबैक कर लिया, लेकिन क्या इतना कुल से हो पाएगा? 2 मैच में इनको और मानना पड़ेगा। अब ये क्या बनाया है?
अल्फा 7 बहुत भविष्य जारी भाई, बचा लिया भाई, रिवॉक ने बचा लिया गॉड लाइक को।
अल्फा वाले तो पागल ही हुए रे बिल्कुल, देख कितना सेलिब्रेट कर रहे
नेक्स्ट
हैं।
मैच मेरा हमारे इसे लेट्स गो अल्फा 7 भाई, उनका बहुत तगड़ा फैन है, फैन बेस तगड़ा है, वो ब्राजीलियन टीम है ना वो। हाँ तगड़ा फैन बेस है उनका, नेमार उनको जानता है भाई, बता नेमार ब्राजील से है ना।
हाँ हाँ क्या चिकन निकाला है वो, अपना पॉइंट पता है वो तो कितना, 2 किल और अपना हिस्ट्रिक 6
87
तो 8 पॉइंट तो वो फ्री में लेगा।
2 किल नहीं है, 2 किल नहीं है।
अरे नहीं वो लास्ट का बोल रहा हूँ जो सौम्या दिलाया है, 8 पॉइंट वो फ्री का दिलाया है सौम्या, पता है मरते मरते
नहीं हो पा रहा है।
Yes. He was finding a lot of shots here and there. Yes, he got knocked, but as soon as he got back up on his feet, he was identifying those angles where the threats would be coming from. It's exactly what you need to be able to do there. To keep the Reds about you in that North George position, they were the turrets on the swivel in their buildings, keeping control of the ground around them. Really, really nice stuff. No one really could contest them there. It was pretty unfortunate.
नेपाल एक मतलब है कि टीम, नेपाल में से एक टीम है जो भाई तगड़ा टीम
It just was not possible to make it
वो हो
across.
रहा।
So for Hora to be able to be the last ones alive in that scenario, that was
इंडिया के इवेंट में तो ये वोपू बंद रहते हैं ना, ये सीटी वगैरह जो भी है
नहीं क्या बोलता है,
अलाउ नहीं रहता, अलाउ तू देखता है उनमें जो अपने डालते हैं लेन में क्या क्या सामान ला सकते हैं, उसमें इवेंट रहता है ये।
अबे ये EWC है।
pretty much out. There's not much you can do about it. Alpha 7 pick a spot that was centered off for a long time. Ends up being from. Not to say it was easy to find every single pick-off you need, because you're assaulted on all sides there. You need to be very cerebral in your approach. But yeah, Vara, super consistent. I have no doubt they're going to do very well into the finals. I don't either. I think that I'm looking forward to it. And there were some really interesting CQC moments in that game as well, Blank, with, I think, a notable example being that S-Power push out from Godlike to move back out of the zone to take the fight to Tiamba. I think you were calling it at the time, you said you liked it. It did end up going well for them. Yeah. It was just unfortunate that there were so many off angles. I think for S-Power there, it's a really, really good call from him.
इस तौर का तारीफ हो रहा है, देख रहा है?
This is a difficult circle, a circle they are unlikely to win on. So in that moment, he's like, boys, I am just going to push out here. I'm going to play the off angle that they'll never expect. And Tiamba absolutely did not. And for that, S-Power was able to pick himself up a couple of knocks there, which ensured they won.
अबे तो स्प्रे कोड जैसे लग रहा है ना स्पाइडी, ये अल्फा 7 का प्लेयर।
So although he goes down, it's a very, very tactical approach from him, because he understands, right? This is not a case of, oh man, he got unlucky, or oh man, S-Power didn't know that angle was there. He absolutely did. Like, that's why I called it heroic. It was very big self-sacrifice from him. Excellent stuff to close down that game. Our final Erangel is done. We're going to head down to the stage with Kalaris to catch up with what the players are thinking.
All right, thank you. There's a lot of energy in the arena right now, and thank you very much, Alpha 7, for just calming down just a second. We've got some interviews. We've got Dark in here from EDA to talk about their back-to-back wins so far, and that is actually my question about it. Back-to-back wins, Darkin looking amazing in the clutch versus E-Arena. After what happened yesterday regarding their results, did they think that they were going to be able to perform this well, and was there any changes from day to day?
Arka arkaya 2 tane win aldınız. Bunun için öncelikle tebrik ediyoruz. E-Arena'ya karşı çok büyük bir clutch kazandın. Dünkü sonuçlardan sonra bugün değiştirdiğiniz herhangi bir şey var mıydı?
Hayır, hiçbir şekilde değişiklik yapmadık. Stratejimiz hiçbir şekilde değişmedi. Sadece mikro hataları daha aza indirdik. O kadar. Teşekkürler.
Actually, we didn't change anything. We always play our own game. We just adapted to our small mistakes that we did.
All right, and I guess finally, are you going to be able to continue this on Get Top 5? It's looking really good for EDA right now. What are your thoughts?
Şu anda da çok iyi görünüyor. Top 5 içindesiniz. Bu şekilde devam edecek misiniz? Top 5 olarak kapatabilecek misiniz?
Umarım öyle olur. Büyük konuşmak yanlış olur şimdi. Teşekkürler.
I don't want to talk big, but yeah, I hope so.
All right, well, thank you very much, Darkin, here for joining us. I do also have Revo after that victory. Come on, guys, give us a little bit. I had to. How are you feeling right now, Revo?
Well, we are feeling good. I think like we did a bad day, but
गाइस मैं लाइट आ चुका है फिर से फेस कैम ऑन होगा रिचार्ज चला गया भाई फिर से
like trying to recover ourselves and we're going to try to
लाइट मेरा जान खा लिया भाई इतना ज्यादा आ रहा है
over on Georgia Paul, of course.
इसका सेटिंग के चक्कर में मेरा कर लगी
तू तेरा 2 मैच मिस कर दिया तू
on the bridge for some of that. Was that causing you guys some concerns internally? What were you thinking?
I think like gave us much confidence and like God said to us, okay.
तेरे पास बहुत पैसा है बोलो ना.
And win that match.
हाँ गई तू इतने?
Stay alive. So now we
तेरे बहुत पैसा
have
है.
best to win the last 2 matches.
All right, thank you very. Actually, no. Do you have anything to say to your fans?
Curious. हाँ गई या गिर गई. हाँ. काय? पलंग का फ्राई.
नाइस क्या खेल रहा है?
स्पाइड में आता थोड़ा देर में ना मतलब मैच स्टार्ट पर जा रहा हूँ ऐसे ही जरा बाहर पानी पी गया था
नाइस हां
Okay guys, I clearly won that first game of basketball, but now we have a second game to play.
इसमें रिफ्लेक्स
The
चाहिए
reaction game is here. Anything you want to say before you start?
I'm gonna vitality him.
I haven't even played yet, but okay, I guess go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm checking it out. Drop a Federalis right now. Okay, 5 seconds, get ready. It's coming up. What? Why am I like this?
Maxman.
Animation. Come on. Oh, you're terrible. Oh, you got one. Okay, one. I don't throw that at me. Focus on your game.
ये गंदा गाली क्या है सकना इसका गंदा रोस्ट होगा रोस्ट होगा
Come on, another one. Oh, they're playing
रोस्ट होगा इसका गंदा देखने को भी मैक्समैन का
I'm going to disrupt you. Come on. Hey, there you go.
नाइस मैक्समैन नाइस 2-2
Come on, 2 more.
गया 3v2
I mean, this one's easy. That doesn't count.
4-2 2-4 5-2 6-2
I forgot how many you got.
7-2
He's
2-7 sorry.
You guys gotta let us know how many I ended up catching because I lost count.
Yeah, same.
We'll be right back. Hey, we forgot how many I was able to catch, but now, Max, it's your turn.
Oh, you put me into it.
Yes, so we're going straight in. Come on. First one, you're gonna catch it. You're gonna miss
क्या
it.
करते रहते पता ही नहीं किसका है vitality team vitality
Ooh, that was close. That was really close. Those you cannot see. Honestly, I don't. 2. Let's go, baby. Oh, that was close. That was close. That was close. That was close. Oh no! You gotta be ready. You gotta watch out with that one.
अभी मैं भी देखता हूँ BTR का टीम पता चला अभी
I was cross-eyed.
BTR का टीम
I think I have beat you once again.
1v1 in PUBG Mobile. I win that one.
वो चाइनीज नहीं है वो इंडोनेशियन है
I can vitality you there too.
I can 4-5 you there.
Ooh.
Yes. अपना अल्टर ईगो साइड अबे अपने इंडिया में वैसे प्लेयर है बे दल्ले सिर्फ गेम बैन ना होता तो भाई देखना अपना प्लेयर गेम बैन नहीं होता ना भाई भाई ऊपर बैठते अपन तू देखना भाई मतलब आज तो क्या बोलते उसको रनिंग व्हीकल से मतलब मानना किसको पता मतलब आता नहीं कि डबलिंग करना इंडियन से कोई करता नहीं। इंडियन लॉबी में हमेशा वो होता है डबलिंग और गाड़ी घुमा के मारते हैं और गाड़ी का मतलब बेड बना के मारते हैं रोटेशन एस के लिए खेलते हैं वो। मैंने कल देखा नहीं तो क्या तुम्हें एरेंगल में क्या एस खेल के क्या किल निकाला उसने 11 किल। मतलब सिर्फ ओनली गन के ऊपर फोकस रहता है और बाहर के दशा में मतलब गन के ऊपर रहता है। गन से पहले उनका पहले
Take Spidey to support team God like. No.
कैसे होता है ये मैच God like का चिकन है भाई।
चल भाई निकाल ले भाई एक चिकन निकाल ले भाई तुमको कुछ अपन को कुछ वो नहीं रहेगा भाई। एक चिकन निकाल लेना तो फिर आराम से नींद आ जाएगा।
God like चिकन God like चिकन में बोल रहा हूँ ना भाई। मेरा टारगेट है भाई आज का आज 110 सब्सक्राइब करना है करवा दो भाई फुल
with the crazy rotation that they ended up doing Neptura because they didn't have to do a damn rotation. It's exactly that's what I was going to say. Rotation. I can't wait to go back.
मजा आएगा ना अल्फा।
अरे भाई क्या बोलूं इतना मजा आ रहा है ये गोल्डन ऐसी खेली हुई है।
You got to let me cook. But yeah, for that squad, this is exactly what they were needing.
Oh, it's so nice. It's a breath of fresh air coming on through for A7 because now they're like, oh, yes, was it handed to us?
वाइटलिटी वर्सेस God like होने से मजा आएगा।
और भाई वाइटलिटी को इस पावर पुलिस पर मार दे तो क्या ही होगा।
We have a decent amount of eliminations. I think they like 9 or 10 eliminations there. So now they're going, okay, now moving forward into the Miramars, we have a win behind us. We're not struggling so much anymore. We've got those eliminations. We can do it. Let's go in and get another win.
समझ ले बिटिया में कौन था लक्सी जक्सी दोनों भाई।
There you go, 18 points on the board. Of course, as you said, right, they're going to be dropping there. That is their main drop location. Actually, the reason why they won PMGC last year was because they got loft circles around the northern side of George Pole. They know how to play it. They know that place like the back of their hand. But Godlike, 14 points right now.
इसलिए बायोटेक समथिंग पार्टनर्स को पता नहीं। एक बार मैं देखा था मतलब वाइटलिटी के मतलब जैकेट होता है ना हुडी के ऊपर बिटिया लिखा होता है।
वो बायो तो मेरे स्टाइल में वो लग रहा है पूरा वीडियो आता है बहुत तगड़ा। वाइटलिटी का पैसा है पता है इंडिया में क्या पता क्यों छोड़ दिया इन लोग।
अल्टर हुआ था मजा आता है। वाइटलिटी इंडिया में कहाँ बस छोड़ने का मतलब रीजन है भाई उनको मतलब इंडियन मार्केट में मतलब समझ नहीं आ रहा है।
Rise up whenever they actually need to.
I mean, this is not unusual for them. They read this zone incredibly well and
सिस्टम था मतलब वो पाकिस्तान में मतलब कोई नेपाल में अच्छा नहीं कहीं पर अच्छा नहीं।
rotation just to get themselves into it and with these crazy circles. Guys, I've never seen a bridge.
सबसे बेस्ट इकोसिस्टम भाई है भाई कहाँ पर बताएगा साउथ कोरिया में एक बार जाके देखना। स्पोर्ट्स इकोसिस्टम साउथ कोरिया में तगड़ा।
Yeah, I'm just looking at Alpha 7 finally smacking S2G. That battle is going to be heated when we
ये साला मैक्समैन का भाई कल मुंह देखने में मजा आएगा जो ओजी ने जो गेम निकाला।
So much smack to each other. But if we actually look at the top,
2 मैच बचे गोल्डन निकाल ले अच्छे से मजा आ जाएगा सच में।
Top 3 teams. Alpha 7, 8, Godlike 8 as well, and S2G 6.
Yeah, I mean, really looking at it.
पहले नहीं जरा पहले मैच स्पोर्ट्स एरिना निकाला सेकंड मैच में वाइटलिटी। पहले मैच स्पोर्ट्स एरिना वो मीना वाली टीम है ना साउथ।
इसमें लास्ट मैच बचा है क्या? टॉप डेविस अच्छा नहीं है।
लास्ट दो है। पावर ने बचा लिया टियान वाली फाइट और ना पावर ने बचा लिया।
वो पावर ने बचाया और यहाँ फोमिया ने ये दो इमेज फोमिया पावर लेके पता है अच्छे।
There was vitality just getting point after point, really good execution, and then afterwards when they clear all the teams out
पता नहीं
in the
मिनो
water,
पता नहीं कल क्या किया था पता नहीं अपने टीममेट को मार दिया था
मेरे को लगता है मेरा प्रेशर बहुत लेता है पता है स्पाइडी।
S2G was the most impressive team in this game
I don't
by
know.
a pretty long shot.
मेरे को लगता है सब क्या पता।
Looking especially at something that happened during that match between
कुछ वो ऐसा मतलब नॉर्मल तो इतना अच्छा खेलता है भाई।
There were some great smokes from Chamba, by the way. You can see on the right side of your screen, the smoke's really good to make it cross building to building in case there's an off angle. But look at Some, not moving.
S-Power team stats 2.1 सौम्य 1.8 सर्वाइवलिस्ट भाई डैमेज सबसे ज्यादा सौम्य का है और अपना क्या बोलते हैं सर्वाइविंग स्किल भी सौम्य का जाता है भाई ये मतलब वो सोल में बेस्ट प्लेयर था वो तो इनको क्यों सोल क्यों बैक करता था उसको भाई
Coming out hot too, wanting to make it to the top 5, making it 2 Indian teams in the finals. If that does end up happening, Power has had an amazing,
पहले वो आया था मतलब कोई क्या बोलते हैं इतना बड़ा
अंडरडॉग टीम से आया था सीधा
सोल ने उसको अपना स्टार प्लेयर बिठा के रखा था
सोल में गया फिर उसके बाद वो किसी में गया फिर VA में गया V में गया वो चक्कर काटा है वो फिर आया
तगड़ा प्लेयर है भाई वो
हेक्टर से छुड़ा लिया हेक्टर रोया तो पता है जब सौम्या ने कहा था बोला मेरा प्लेयर ले रहे हैं सब लोग
भाई हेक्टर से नहीं रहता अच्छा है भाई हेक्टर मतलब वो उसका मतलब सौम्या को मतलब अच्छा चांस नहीं मिलता ना सौम्या इतना अच्छा प्लेयर है वो सौम्या सबको संभाल देगा भाई एंटी फ्रैगरिंग और क्या बोलते हैं उसको
अरे टॉप 2 आगे बेस पाइडी अबे लेकिन पॉइंट गैप तू देख तू #7 से
वही तो मैं बोला था ना मैं क्या बोला था बिलीव इन आवर टीम
अबे लेकिन ज्यादा पॉइंट का वो नहीं है वो गैप नहीं है देख स्पाइडी #5 का देख 84 है बस मतलब 84 मींस कि 5 पॉइंट का गैप है बस पता है ज्यादा का नहीं है
हो जाएगा और कटअप ज्यादा नहीं जाएगा ये मेरा मार पूरा उतर के मारेंगे उसके
ये मेरा मार अगर तुमने 10 से 15 पॉइंट ला दिए ना तो सेकंड मैच तुरंत मर जाए तो भी क्वालीफाई हो जाएंगे
टीम हो रहा वाले देखन हो रहा का टीम आया गोरखा भाई हो रहा का और गॉडलाइक ओजी का ये तीनों का फैन बेस तगड़ा है
कल हो रहा का देखा चिकन के बाद क्या किया वो नहीं देखा तो वो क्या नाम है उस बंदे का उसमें नेम्स दाई के जर्सी पहन के आया था बंदा
हाँ वो का है ना हो रहा
भाई सोच अगर ये चीज इंडिया में होती तो कैसी ऑडियंस रहती मैं सोच नहीं पा रहा भाई स्टेडियम बुक फुल सोल्ड आउट 1 साल पहले से
अबे बहुत बड़ा स्टेडियम में करवा रहे मतलब कोई एक गेम नहीं करवा रहे ना
हाँ वही तो
बहुत मल्टीपल गेम करवा रहे हो सकता है सिर्फ उसके लिए मैनेजमेंट चाहिए और अपने को सिविक सेंस चाहिए कुछ नहीं अबे सिविक सेंस चाहिए अपन को सिर्फ कुछ नहीं
भाई अगर मेरा
बंदे भाई
10 मिनट में लाइट नहीं आया ना तो मेरा खत्म है लैपटॉप में इमरजेंसी सेवर ऑन कर दूं स्क्वाड कुछ इफेक्ट तो नहीं पड़ेगा इमरजेंसी सेविंग ऑन करूं एनर्जी सेवर मोड लैपटॉप का बैटरी का 48% है
We do have to send home 3 teams today. We don't have any choice in the matter.
जय माता दी पावर
छोटी those teams are.
प्लेन पता रहा है नाइस गॉडलाइक अपने ड्रॉप पे उतरेगा इजीली कोई इशू नहीं लॉस लियोन का वेस्टेड उतरेगा वो कोई इशू नहीं ड्रॉपर नहीं हुआ रे मेरा मार में गॉडलाइक ड्रॉपर नहीं हुआ लॉस लियोन 2-3 टीम आराम से लूट सकते कोई इशू नहीं नॉर्थ ईस्ट एक्सेल
साउथ का ही बनता है ज्यादातर
फाइट 80 वर्सेस यांगनोंग गैलिटिकोस भाई वाईजे तुम भाई डिफेंडिंग चैंपियन हो रहे फिनिश ऐसे मत मारो भाई जी यांगनोंग गैलिटिकोस डिफेंडिंग चैंपियन म्यांमार के इसके उन्होंने सब कुछ लगा दिया रे इनके लिए। इट इज
बढ़िया जोन बना इस बार तो।
फिर से कटा गोड लैग से हट। गोड लैग बोलेंगे भाई एक मैच जोन आ रहे तो 3 में जोन ही आ रहा है अपने पास।
गॉड लाइक सबसे पहले मरेगी अभी।
नहीं नहीं मरेंगे बे।
देखने
होरा का फाइट हो रहा है नाइस। होरा का फाइट हो रहा है A7 के साथ। A7 अपना टॉप 8 में आ गई।
नहीं ले रहे भाग रहे
यस
भाग गए स्टार्टिंग में
ओ
कॉल बैक यहाँ से जरूर करेगी, वो जानती है कितना ज्यादा
पुश डाल दे। वन नॉक पुश
इम्पोर्टेंट है यहाँ से
वाजिब है।
एंड तक सर्वाइव करना। ओवरऑल अगर आप बात करेंगे बड़े
डाल दे वन नॉक पुश। एक बंदा बाकी है ना यहाँ पर
सबके बीच
नाइस।
में अल्फा 7 के खिलाड़ी को डाउन किया।
गॉड लैग के जैसे भाई वन नॉक पुश डालना चाहिए भाई। अल्फा 7
पेट बहुत बेहतरीन था।
एग्जैक्टली दर्शिता यहाँ पे ये निकल नहीं रहे थे ऑफ एंगल बना के
रिबोक और काली हुई दोनों गाली दे। ओ
और
भाई
जो
पेन
दिखाएं कि हम यहाँ से जा रहे हैं। स्माइल दूसरी तरफ
कहाँ में पेन मारा
पिछले मैच में चिकन
A7 को भाई।
बट यहाँ पे बचने का मौका उन्हें नहीं मिलने वाला क्योंकि हो रहा पूरे
दो फिनिश ले लियो तो भी फोर करना पड़ेगा। स्माइल स्माइल अच्छा प्लेयर है। चलो चलो
नो फेयर को भी
स्माइल ले लेगा। स्माइल रोमियो दोनों तगड़े प्लेयर हैं।
दे दिया जाने वाला है तो अल्फा 7 बचे हुए 2 प्लेयर के साथ
नाइस नाइस वेल
कंटिन्यू करेंगे
इमेज दिया।
क्योंकि एट द एंड इनके लिए भी पॉइंट्स बहुत जरूरी है। बट स्काई को आप देखिए बैन दिखाते हुए अल्फा 7 को। बट जो एक और फाइट चल रही थी वाईजी के स्माइल उन्हें टेक डाउन किया गया था। अच्छी बात है कि उन्हें रिवाइवल मिल चुका है। बट ETSH 2 फिनिशर निकालने के बाद इन्हें पता है कि सामने टीम आउट नंबर है। इस फाइट को जीतेंगे ये पूरा इलाका इनके नाम हो सकता है।
हो तो जरूर सकता है बट सवाल ये है कि क्या होगा। फिलहाल के लिए आप बात करो ETSH के ये खिलाड़ी नंबर्स हैं इनके पास। वहीं पे वाईजी अपने 2
इजिप्ट है
प्लेयर्स
ना
ऑलरेडी गवा
इजिप्ट
चुकी है।
इजिप्शियन टीम में
तो यहाँ
शायद
से अगर मैं
है।
ओवरऑल एडवांटेज की बात करूँ तो
मानना रे
ETSH के वो खिलाड़ी रहेंगे जिनके पास ओवरऑल एडवांटेज है इस पूरे फाइट में। बट वहीं पे
वो
वाईजी
पीछे उनको एडीज देके बैठा है।
वो गलती नहीं करना चाहती।
दो
वो
पर
जानते
एडीज
हैं कि
देके
अगर
बैठे
ये
हैं।
खुद एक कदम आगे बढ़ाएंगे तो इन्हें 4 कदम
वाईजी पे एडवांटेज है।
गैंगनॉन्ग गैलेक्टिकोस
बैक कर रहे
हम्म
फॉल बैक
ये तो पीछे बैठा है स्पीड। हाँ जो भी चैनल पे हो भाई सब्सक्राइब कर लो भाई। भाई पेन मारा तगड़ा स्काई
अच्छा
पुश कर दिए।
डरा दिए थे ना ये लोग इसलिए।
क्या फ्लैंक लगी पुश कर दिए रे ये लोग एटिस वालों ने। पीछे एक बंदा उनका बैठा है एटिस के लिए। गंदा पुश किए।
उनको पता है अभी फाइट ही लेना पड़ेगा अपन नीचे एकदम।
ये एक नॉक नाइस। क्या क्या दल्ले
मरेंगे ये लोग मरेंगे मरे 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 माँ की।
आराम से
अरे पागल है क्या इसकी। अरे
वाईजी
ETSH
की
भाई बकवास है भाई इनको थ्रो कर दे इन्होंने।
ओ नाइस स्माइल एंटी स्माइल एंटी स्माइल एंटी डिफेंडिंग चैंपियन बाहर हो गई। अच्छे भाई सर्वर स्टेज खेलना पड़ेगा डिफेंड वाईजी को। सर्वाइवल स्टेज आइडिया वाला मोरो ईडा वाला मोरो। मेरे को नॉन्सिंग रेडफोर्ड चाहिए भाई।
ईड़ा चाइनीज है क्या। ईड़ा नहीं नहीं
शायद
कौन सी इनकी मुंह मुंह से तो चाइनीज नहीं लग रही है।
देख के बता जरूर
देखना पड़ेगा।
ईडा कौन सी टीम है।
रुक जा मैं ही देखता ना मेरे पे गूगल है। ईड़ा
ईडा
तुर्किश
टर्की प्लेट टर्किश है वो। लोगो देख के पता चल गया।
तो आंकड़ा मुझे दूर नहीं लग रहा है वाइटैलिटी के लिए।
शॉट्स कौन करेगा रे
ये
इसमें?
कि गॉडलाइक जो 89 पे बैठी है, होरा जो 88 पे बैठी है, ई अरीना जो 88 पे अगेन बैठी है, इन तीन टीमों में से अगर ये आपस की भिड़न हो जाती है इन तीनों टीमों की, तो कौन सी वो टीम होती है जो जीतती है वो फाइट? क्योंकि जो भी टीम जीतेगी ऑफ कोर्स वो लीडर बोर्ड में दूसरा पायदान अपने पास बना के रखेगी।
आज तो कोई मतलब ग्लोबल इवेंट में भाई नोवा जैसा कोई टीम
इस सबका मैं बोलूंगी जो
मतलब
टॉप 5 की
डोमिनेट नहीं करता है कोई टीम नोवा जैसा।
आप ले लीजिए रावण, इनकी फाइट का सबसे ज्यादा फायदा उठा सकती है नॉक्शिप।
उसके लिए डोमिनेटिंग करना बहुत मुश्किल है, मतलब लगातार चैंपियन बनना। पैराबॉय, जिमी, ऑर्डर, टॉप
7वें स्थान की बैटल है फॉर टॉप 5।
जिमी पैराबॉय भाई तगड़े।
एक और फाइट की शुरुआत होती है, ज्यादा इंतजार करेंगे
20 तक 21 तक
देखते हैं कि क्या एक प्रॉपर 4v4 की फाइट होगी या फिर नहीं। सर्कल में बताना चाहूंगा बिल्कुल
पैराबॉय पीछे देखता था, संभाल लेता था, अकेले संभाल लेता था पीछे।
ये पूरा
आगे
बना हुआ है, ऐसे में गॉडलाइक जो मसेरा के ऊपर से रोटेट करके
और ऑर्डर जाके नेट से मारता था
और जिस और जा रहे हैं एचसी से
टॉप पर हम हेवन कर देता था।
फाइट हो सकती है साउथ ईस्टर्न कॉर्नर की तरफ।
जिमी आईजीएल था,
हालांकि गॉडलाइक रुके नहीं है, सेंटर ऑफ द सर्कल की तरफ बढ़ते चले जा रहे हैं।
वो जिमी अभी टीटी में खेल रहा है,
आगे बढ़ने का प्लान रहेगा क्योंकि अगले
थंडर टैग गेमिंग टीटी जी, जो कि वो मतलब एलिमिनेट हो गई।
गॉडलाइक जो लग रहा था कि एचसी के अगेंस्ट फाइट करेंगे, उसे मुझे लगता है दूर से ही भाग लिया गया, डायरेक्शन बदल दिया गया और अब एक सेफ मिशन को अंजाम देते हुए गॉडलाइक।
जी हाँ बिल्कुल, वहीं पे अल्फा 7 भी बहुत ज़्यादा खुश होगी अगर थोड़ा सा मैप की तरफ भी हम नज़र डालें तो एल्पोजो का इलाका है उनके पास। ईडा के ये खिलाड़ी 2-2 का स्प्लिट हमें देखने को मिल रहा है, जहाँ पे ये जो 2 का एक पैर है वो कहीं ना कहीं पे ई अरीना इनके साथ एक फाइट में शायद आ जरूर सकता है। तो अब देखने वाली बात रही क्या ईडा वर्सेस ई अरीना ये फाइट हमें देखने को मिलेगी। एंड जी हाँ बिल्कुल देखने को मिलेगी। ईडा के ये प्लेयर्स मोरबैंक को कर दिया गया टेक डाउन एंड जो उनका एलिमिनेशन है वो भी हो जाने वाला है। शुरुआत हो चुकी है ईडा के प्लेयर्स की तरफ से, वो जो फ्रैग है वो उन्हें वहाँ पे मिल चुका है। ई अरीना उनके लिए हल्की सी दिक्कत, अपना एक प्लेयर को गवा चुके और ये फाइट बहुत ज्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग है।
कुछ ज्यादा बोलना नहीं चाहता भाई, उस निकाल ले।
सारी चीजें आपको जोन के अंदर देखने को मिलेगी। बेस्ट पार्ट ये है अभी के लिए गॉडलाइक फैंस के लिए स्पेशली कि उनके पास जोन रहेगा, इस सर्कल में आराम से वेट कर सकते हैं, इंतजार कर सकते हैं, अपॉर्चुनिटी भाई।
पीछे से एक टीम आ रही है, बस मैं उनको क्लोजली देख रहा हूं।
एक जगह जा रहे हैं भाई दोनों।
गन गेम काफी स्ट्रांग है।
ले भाई तू बोल रहा था ना वाइटलिटी और गॉडल का फाइट ले हो गया,
निडर भाव के साथ वो आगे बढ़ने की जो बात आती है ना वो
हो जाएगा। मेरा हिंदी देख रहा हूं, मैं डिले चल रहा है फिर भी मेरा।
सामने आते चले जा रहे हैं, फाइट की पॉसिबिलिटी वहां पे बढ़ती हुई करके वो रोटेट कर रहे हैं। 2 प्लेयर काफी पीछे हैं, वो ब्लूजों को अभी आउट रन किए और अब जाके सर्कल में एंट्री बनाने की कोशिश रहेगी एस2जी। दूसरी तरफ यहां पे काफी
कबली चेक कर दिया, चोक कर दिया ना।
ड्राइविंग स्किल होता है कई बार, मेरा मान में हमने
अरे सौम्या की हेल्थ कम कैसे हो गया फाइट?
इस तरीके से फंसते हुए देखा, बट जल्द से जल्द वहां पे बचने की भी जरूरत रहेगी।
सौम्या की हेल्थ कैसे कम
आ सकते हैं, बट जो हम बात कर रहे थे कि सदर्न साइड में एक फाइट की पॉसिबिलिटी
हो रहा है, तू भी देखना भाई।
पूरी तरीके से वाइटलिटी टेबल टॉपर्स के अगेंस्ट
मतलब एक दो बंदा चलेगा, नॉक नहीं हुआ ना
करने वाले एडमिन को ज्यादा इन्फो नहीं है क्योंकि सामने कोई है भी नहीं। उसके बाद डोनेट करके
वाइटल तुमसे नीचे को मारो,
क्या पता कोई टीपी लेके बैठा हो और हमें वो सरप्राइज कर दे।
कोई सुनी ईडा को मारो साले कुत्ते की मौत,
संख्या में तो दिक्कत की बात रहेगी नहीं। एक्सेल उन्होंने भी काफी अच्छे तरीके से सुना होगा उस ग्रेनेड को, गाड़ी को भी देख रहे हैं, पता चल चुका है कि एक प्रॉपर टीम हमारे आंखों के सामने। ऐसे में क्या वो फाइट करना चाहेंगे? मिनी मैप भी आप देखिए साथ के साथ एक प्लेयर को थोड़ा सा और आगे की तरफ भेजा जा चुका है। टीटीएसएच की एंट्री हो रही है, स्पीड को हमने वहां पे देखा। जो 2 टीम्स के बीच में कहानी थी, अब एक तीसरी टीम की वहां पे एंट्री हो रही है। लेट्स सी अब वहां पे फाइट होगा या फिर डिले होने वाला है। आईडीए पॉसिबिलिटी इनके लिए भी एक फाइट की मिड रेंज, बट इंटरेस्टेड बिल्कुल भी नहीं है। ये एरिया बहुत ज्यादा ऊपर में, तो कहीं से भी फाइट करना अच्छा होगा नहीं। और बहुत बड़ा स्प्लिट भी है अगर आप की बात करें। वेस्टर्न साइड में 2 प्लेयर, में 2 प्लेयर तो कहीं से भी कंट्रोल में रहेंगे नहीं, इसी के कारण हार्ड कवर को यहाँ पे ज्यादा महत्व दिया जा रहा है।
जी हाँ बिल्कुल, बट आपने एक बात कही रावण जो बहुत ज्यादा अच्छी लगी मुझे कि 2 टीमों के बीच की ये कहानी और तीसरी एक टीम है जो कि बीच में आ रही है। तो देखिए जीवन की भी कुछ ऐसी ही कहानी है, ऐसी चीजें जो कि है वो होती रहती है। बट फिलहाल चलेंगे वापस से फाइट की तरफ।
ले भाई डाल दिए,
ज्यादा
रियलिटी डाल दी इस फाइट,
बट वाइटलिटी वर्सेस वाइटलिटी की फाइट अब और भी ज्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाली है।
डाल दी स्टडी देखी क्या कर रहा है गेम देख।
बट जी ने अपने आप को बचा के रखे, बट ये तीन
तो
टीम्स
है
यहाँ
बात
से वाइटैलिटी रहेगी, टीम गॉड लाइक भी रहेगी इस फाइट के अंदर, और ETSH के ये खिलाड़ी रावण बहुत ज्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग होगा ये सिचुएशन।
मैं तो थर्ड पार्टी मान के चल रहा हूँ, आगे से आया वो DBS, और कल इसी प्लेयर को हमने S12 के वो शॉट्स लेते हुए देखे थे, जो कि पूरे तरीके से हम सभी को सरप्राइज कर दिया गया था। जो S12 का कंट्रोल था, काउंटर को भी टेक डाउन किया गया। रिवाइवल वहाँ पे वक्त रहते मिल जाएगा,
मारेंगे
बट सर्कल पूरे तरीके से नॉर्दर्न साइड का ये हार्ड शिफ्ट, और अब गॉडलाइक फिर से रोटेशन की उन्हें जरूरत पड़ने वाली है। NSB साइडलाइन पे रहेंगे, TT प्रोजेक्ट ऑलरेडी एंट्री बना चुके सर्कल में, तो उनके लिए कोई ज्यादा चिंता का विषय है नहीं। बट इस मंजर में अभी क्या होगा, क्या गॉडलाइक फाइट करके थर्ड पार्टी करना चाहेंगे, या फिर सर्कल को ही यहाँ पे ज्यादा प्रायोरिटी वो देंगे? और मान्या को देखिए, वो ऑलरेडी गाड़ी स्टार्ट करके
मारेंगे,
बट थोड़ा अभी भी लग रहा है कि ये फाइट की तरफ जा सकते हैं, क्योंकि सर्कल का बेहतर कंट्रोल इनके पास है। बट मुझे लगता है कि यहाँ पे नहीं रुकेंगे, सर्कल की तरफ चले जाए, बट एक बार फिर से टर्न किया जा रहा है। क्लैरिटी अभी तक हुई नहीं है कि गॉडलाइक यहाँ पे रुकेंगे या फाइट करेंगे। वाइटैलिटी के पास तो अभी ज़्यादा मौका है नहीं, क्योंकि बिल्कुल चारों प्लेयर्स को आप देखिए एक तरफ फंस चुके हैं, थोड़ा सा डाउन द ग्राउंड में, तो अपोनेंट को पहले यहाँ से जाने दिया जाएगा और उसके बाद इनकी रोटेशन की शुरुआत होगी।
देखिए बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगी ये फाइट अगर हमें वाइटैलिटी वर्सेस गॉडलाइक देखने को मिली, बट इस सबके बीच में होरा के प्लेयर्स आ चुके हैं, सामने ही बुल्स के जो खिलाड़ी है वो मौजूद थे, चारों प्लेयर्स थे वैसे तो, बट अभी के लिए शायद फॉल बैक का डिसीजन यहाँ से रहेगा। एक अपने आप को सेफर साइड पे लेके जाना चाहते हैं, बट लिटिल डू दे नो कि वो जहाँ पे अपने आप को ले जा रहे हैं।
Now vitality. Salme will find Federales there. Ooh. Axel on a bare slim amount of HP. Razy just trusting him. What a close down there, the third party for the off angle for Godlike, and they are ending their first of 2 Miramars here on 90 points. It is not ideal, but they are still in second place for the time being. And the fact that the points go to Vitality, you're kind of okay with that, right? You just don't want them to go to anyone else. Vitality is just this bottomless pit of points that you can throw things away in. Let up too much. Godlike want to push on towards Federales though. Difficult player to go up against, but instantaneous response coming through from Axel. Razak was re-knocked instantly. Salme will find Federales there. Ooh. Axel on a bare slim amount of HP. Razy just trusting in him. What a close down there, the third party for the off angle. For God towards the center. We're going to have next circle coming in soon. Montenegro currently held by Ida right now. It does head back down towards the southeast side. Pretty barren landscape there. A lot of rocky outcrops, couple of deflates to play around with. Tiamba down in 14th. It's not a massive jump up they need, but so far Tiamba has been a little bit lackluster on the gunfights. They do have a pretty good position in this circle, so hopefully they can get value for it. TT Project though in this fight, looking to try and trade blows with them at the moment. They're out of danger, but they are so close to it, they are on the precipice. So
होरा भाई होरा मत मार, एनएस मर जा। नाइस वे, क्या चिपका है शॉटगन।
Win on the fight with Wolves would be great news to try and give them a little bit of runway in this circle. Around the corner now, drops a nade out. Lots of damage pouring on out from the end of that SK-12, and it is just too much for them. Maybe the nerves are getting to them, and he's charging down the stairs, looking for the last player. A final nail to slam into the lid of the coffin for TT Project. Give an opening for the team behind them, but he turns tail up the stairs, and Neos looks on. Neos does a great job. I mean, Baton really did come out swinging. Finish it off there, got the sound cue, and kind of spooked him on both the pimples. On the nades, Angshin Red Force moves up over towards Aura. South side of Montenuevo. Good shots though. Very, very good shots. Coming out from both teams. XZY down, as is Sky. Hyunbin taking a fair bit of damage from off angles. Forced to drop a smoke here. No fear, moving forwards already with that first knock. Hitting the deck, going for the crouch, rolling forwards, but does finally get shut down on his approach. It was so close to going pear-shaped there, but he kept his nerve. And now Horror with the one player alive, Nongshim Red Force. Looking to keep themselves under control. Tizzy wants the reses, but Sleepy's out in the blue zone. A fair distance away from this fight. No real chance to get these confirms, to get these flushes, and most likely to get his teammates back. Not to mention, Nongshim Red Force know exactly where this guy is.
Yeah, they're good to go. I mean, Sleepy's not making his way in anytime soon, so easy on the side of Nongshim Red Force. Should be able to pick him back up again, but it's a case of moving across this road. And in the meanwhile, Alpha 7 creeping up behind them. This is an aggressive play coming through from them. Carrillo leading that charge on side. So easy, will finish off No Fear. Where do both these teams go? Alpha 7 on the low ground. Tizzy with the Mini 14. That's dangerous.
Can't ignore it. Or do so at your peril. Ida with a nice central position to try and protect the area, but not only that, their 5th place bubble position in the direct qualification spots. They can leverage a lot of influence over this part of the zone on the western side. And Tiamba, as we highlighted earlier, on that east edge, looking to do the same and get out of 14th place and into the survival stages. One of the only PEL teams, well, the only PEL team with the chance to try and go there.
Excited to see it happen, but again, tough. Very, very tough right now. They still have a little ways to go. Shots raining round. The drums start again inside the arena as we hit the 17-minute mark here. Circle heads over towards the northeast side. S2G, once again, I mean, these boys, they're good at Miramar. And they're also good at qualifying last minute on Miramar too. They currently hold both sides. There's a bit of a greedy split they've got going on, but they also have a lot of vision. They've got a lot of range in this area. Yes, it is greedy, but until they start seeing teams trying to push over towards these points, understanding that the north side is most likely the clearest area of the map, depending on the playing path, they should be okay. Remember, they swung in from El Azhar. This was a long journey for them.
Long road indeed. Hustler Clue finding one from 721 GS. On that south edge in the meantime, Vitality are behind them in the queue. They did lose Federalis earlier, obviously. 5 eliminations already, fine. You'll take that. That's pretty chill. And around that south edge, they'll try and roll through. Hustler Crew right now, probably one of the softest targets for them to try and take on the fight with, but Alpha 7, far from done. And I look for the spray down. Not quite connecting underneath there, but spots him trying to get away from the vehicle. It was going up in flames, and Carrillo secures another point for Alpha 7 to get them one step closer to safety. Hyunbin tries to go for the hop around the edge, but it's going to be shut down. This is the influence that I wanted to see Ida executing on this western side.
Ida's had a fairly safe game as well, so they should have decent utility, decent supplies on board. Razy's got his something on. That's scary. And Vitality, they're looking to push straight over towards Hustler Crew's position. Kamikaze will find Tizzy too. Again, good stuff from S2G, maintaining control of the map on that northern side. Hustler Crew will find Razak. Axel goes down as well, but Razy's still kicking, still making those shots happen. Following the vehicle down, the sideline shots as well. He knows he has to finish up quick.
There is that off-angle potential, as you said there, Blank. Needs to hit the heel, though. The nades are going to start to roll on in, sidestep it, but he doesn't manage it. And it goes boom, and Vitality are out, eliminated with 6 elims. So still a really good game for them, and they are totally chill. They are totally fine. In the meantime, though, Hustler Crew fighting for their life. Vinny on a separate fight as Vitality rock up into the other side of his team. Drops a nade out the window, looks for the flush, looks for the knock, but it's not going to come through. Nasser, the last stand for Etch on the bubble, opens the door, doesn't step through it though, and Vinny tries again, has still got ammo in the back, and will be able to shut it down. Etch now down on the bubble.
Goodness me, Edge, like you say, out 13th. Tiamba, I half expected them to have a lot more influence here. I think they just don't want to lose this compound. They like how they're playing off the back of it. Didn't want to even try and send a 2-2 split down there. They know they could probably deal with these teams as they come in later. Dopeness did make their way up from that south side. Vinny could not help with Vitality. He was having his own small battle on the other side of the map.
dealing with his own demons. And now Vinny has the whole of Tiamba look at his way, as well as Dopeness out on the western side, but he's into the vehicle, trying to make his way through, and it's not going to go well. Milu picks that one up. Tiamba able to eliminate another team, but they have to leave their compound now. They can't commit to staying there any longer. The zone goes to the center.
I'm very curious to see how S2G plays this time, because they have two spots they can work with. They got the gas station on the northern side of the road. That's likely to come out a little bit sooner. But both areas quite difficult to play from, actually, on this. I think they might wrap back down.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is good from Tiamba. I like that rollout. It's what I was thinking they needed to try to do to progress. And the fact that S2G didn't have a full hold on it, they read that nicely, and they do regroup, as you said.
Yeah, they're going to play the roadside. I think I was trying to consider which one you wanted to go on towards, because playing across the road is hard. So they do get an anchor center. This is really nice from S2G, actually. Kamikaze just has to live here. I think he has a fairly safe spot to do it. I think that's a shack towards the center of the circle, so they can play off the back of this ridge side, but they need to support their anchor here in Kamikaze. That's where most of the gunfire needs to be going towards. They know that Tiamba's on their east, so they can keep an eye on that the entire time. But for Tiamba, this is an all-important game. Same goes for S2G, though, trying to get towards the finals.
Lufa does manage to get across somehow. The volley of fire not quite potent enough from Ida to take them down. The smokes are dropping as well, and they can get on the road. Hopping in, not going to go for the hill, not going to commit the time to it. Alpha 7 in the meantime, you do still need to step forward too. Getting suppressed by Ida all the while, and again, Dopeness somehow managed to slither around the sight lines that Ida are laying down.
Yeah, but they're slithering straight back into the blue here. This is not ideal. Southern edge now, GS in front of them, vehicles burning. Barrel in play, will shred them as they try and come down the hill, and they're fully silhouetted again against the hillside. S2G might have angles. E-Arena playing it very, very safe over towards the northwest. They know that they're realistically just looking for more placements. Guizao will rock up, though, alongside with Carrillo. Has the MG3. This is a big moment now for Alpha 7 as a two-man.
Tourniquet with a nade in hand, could connect, could do devastating damage to Alpha 7 as Dopeness descends from the hilltops as well. Tiamba are chiming in on the off angle. Nobody's escaping the bloodshed here. 721 GS will go low, will go down onto just one player. Malik survives it. In the meantime, Alpha 7 were able to get a slice of that warehouse on the northwestern side. Both of them staying alive, and E-Arena will be drawn down to 2 players alive as well. With the placement points guaranteed for Tiamba, they will be out of the danger zone at the end of this game as well.
Great stuff for Tiamba, honestly. They're being really cautious about it, though, right? They're trying not to get too aggressive onto these engagements, try and siphon points where they can. Sadly, it's not been a lot of points at all that they've been able to siphon off. Tiamba only with the 2 eliminations on this game, despite being involved in quite a lot of engagement so far. E-Arena had a tough time. By the time that Alpha 7 moved up, they need to start laying down smokes on Joker as well as Schweppes' side to enable them to cross to help Tourniquet deal with Alpha 7. That initial nade had to be strong. Now, for S2G, that anchor looks mighty good towards the center here in Kamikaze. He's kept silent, and S2G, again, they play a very, very good Miramar here.
It's their chance to jump up in towards the top 5. The annoying thing for them is, though, Blank, E-Arena and Ida are both still alive. Ida with all 4, E-Arena on 2. They're hoping that Alpha 7 are going to win this fight on this northwestern side. Maybe not so directly, but I think it would be in their best interest if it did happen that way. Alpha 7 with their back to the zone, guarding out E-Arena as they launch a nade forwards to slow them down.
Good initial nade. Chips away at the damage. Schweppes has one of his own, sends it out, only a little bit of damage. He's going to commit to the second one. Joker doesn't take any damage from that whatsoever. Guizao gets backed off. Molotovs go through, stopping Carrillo from peeking too far out here, or in fact retreating back. So now in a 1v1, good shots from Joker. Guizao, all up to him, will go down. Sadly in 6th place, but still a good attempt from Alpha 7 on the 2-man they had.
Did a lot of work against the arena, made it hard, but in the end it wasn't quite enough. Tiamba now moving forward from the southeast side. S2G want to challenge, but a nice little roll down. The smokes are starting to bloom. A lot of invested utility here, but the chokehold from S2G is potent, and the spray down connects with Milo on the back line. Lost looking to lay her down too. The nade doesn't quite go the distance from QZ, and it does not connect. So Tiamba playing on his 3, still looking to push over the top of that bubble position on the bottom of the tables.
Ida sweeps over towards the arena as they try to make their way in here. But for Ida, it feels like a pretty easy cleanup should things start to go a little wrong here for S2G. I do like that S2G gave Kamikaze basically all the bells and whistles as he moved in towards there. Almost 400 ammo. They wanted him to be able to swivel the entire time. 4 nades as well, just in case people rocked up on this shack towards him.
Confirm.
Good shots from QZ to start things off over towards GS. Once again, another circle shift here. I do think that S2G has played this game very damn well. It's just a question of how well they can deal with Ida in the near future, and can they manage Tiamba on this eastern side.
Tiamba भी ले जा सकती है भाई, पता है Tiamba को हल्के में मत ले. अगर ड्रोन ले लिया ना, आपको ड्रोन है तो S2G जोन को कब्जा करके बैठी है. S2G का ये चांस है.
Hasn't come through yet. Maybe a little bit lacking on that front. So they continue to push forwards. Emre trying to make a break. You can see the smoke dropped out. 721 GS still a factor here.
लेकिन पता है idea वाले
just about in nade range and they're taking damage. There it goes. Bonnet just keeping them safe, but there's a follow-up. There is still more. Looks good. It's on target. They dash away, duck back in. They are back and forth, and S2G have taken casualties. Emre towards S2G on the center point. In the shack, they lose 2.
Again, this is all about managing things, right? Is why I thought Ida would be a big problem in the near future. For Tiamba, an opportunity opens up here. S2G, they scatter to the wind. They look to try to bolster position alongside Wahamzi G now. But another nade goes in. Soul being very careful, looks to drop the smokes. These are long grenades to head on over, not quite reaching. Rita extremely low, but in his last moments will send the nade in. But the junkyard of vehicles making a nice safe position to play. Emre is down. Rita's going to try and send some Molotovs over the top. Make it uncomfortable. Make it hot over there for S2G. Tiamba wasting so much time here, but sure they quite lost on that off angle, and that is a great pickup for them. It's taken them so long. They can move forwards, try to dynamically take that position, sideswipe, and third-party S2G on the shack. They can do so now as it has unfolded for them, but I feel like they could have done it a little bit earlier. I want more dynamism from them, but they are still doing well here. They still got to deal with GS, right? Pushing down there, almost might have been a death sentence for them. They've only got a few grenades left. Still nade sending out over towards Rita right now. He might be able to hit the god nade through the window, potentially. He will send it. Lands on top. But yeah, GS is a big problem. I don't think Tiamba had a lot of nades though. They didn't even have a lot of ammo either. They've been playing this game quiet. But the amount of side steps they've done on these nades has been quite miraculous. We've seen some acrobatics so far. Rita moves up. Nade should do the trick though.
Takes him down. Another team scratched off the card. S2G with a chance to jump up into top 5 off of this game as well. Blank with a chicken dinner. QZ spotted, and 721 GS are making themselves such a nuisance on the flank. Find the other as well. Potential for the res, but there's not a lot of time. The zone is already closing. I don't think you can commit to this one. It may just be a raw 2v2, and you know where both of them are. They're both inside. How do you navigate this? Sending in.
Moving towards the tree side here. S2G getting ready for the double peek off the back of it. Nade over the top now, coming through from A. It's a lovely burst on it. Hamzi G has to be immaculate coming through from S2G.
A chance. Taking on the back of the tree, gets pushed out wide, and there's the pick. Hamzi now in a 1 versus 1 for S2G to jump up to the top 5. A direct qualification spot is up for grabs. Tiamba looking to solidify themselves into the survival stage. It is a high-stakes 1v1 Blank.
Eagle playing off a tiny gets a little bit of open ground. He's going for the res, baiting Eagle in. Hamzi G has a tiny angle to work with. He's looking for the flush, looking for the finish. Eagle moves up to the plate with a DPS. The blue pushes Hamzi G.
S2G fall at the final hurdle. And
स्पाइडी मत बोलना, तुझे बोला था तू मत ज्ञान में बोला था, मत बोलना कि मैंने कुछ बोला था पहले.
Right in the last moments here of Group A.
अरे अबे तू तुझे बोला था ना, तू कंफर्म में ज्ञान में बोला था मुझे पक्की है भाई, तू नहीं बोला ज्ञान.
I think you were on the money though. There was so
अरे भाई देख रहा है भाई. मुझे पता है मुंबई चिकन चला गया था, वापस तान दिया उसने तियानवा ने. मुंबई चिकन था तो उसको तान के निकाला उसने तियानवा के बंदे ने.
underneath their belt. For S2G though, we expected this, right? We
ना
called it
चौक
early
किए
on.
भाई ये
S2G
लोग.
is experienced as well on these type of maps, but missing out on those points from the eliminations and the extra 4 for the chicken dinner, that might hurt them from getting into top 5 because it's very flexible between the top 7 at the moment.
Yeah, it was very, very close towards the top side of the tables. There were teams that had gone down earlier that ended up on 90 points. I think at some point S2G were 11 points behind a little bit earlier on with the elims that they've earned. They are going to be right in and amongst it, Blank. It is going to be a crucial final map moving forward. Tiamba, I think with that match though, have accelerated themselves far enough away from that bubble to not be worried moving into this final Miramar.
Yeah, will require some miracles to change things up, but for Tiamba, that is a much
भाई ये मैच डिसाइडर होने वाला है भाई, ये जो लास्ट मैच है ना,
time for it to happen. So
decider
again,
match.
I think there's probably people around the world that are very pleased with that result. Fans of Tiamba, super relieved maybe.
तो कुछ खाने के लिए ले गया था ना एक.
But yeah, for S2G, missing out on the chicken dinner there is tough. It's definitely tough. I think that was a good opportunity. But they played that game well. I think they played that game very, very well. There was a lot to manage there. EDA is a tough team to go up against. We know that this squad is a never say never type of deal. So yeah, I think for EDA, this is a tough team for S2G to come across in those final moments.
Absolutely. I mean, there is a lot of power to be scared of in this lobby. Godlike, one of those teams in that bubble fight right now. They are towards the lower end of it on that 90-point tiebreaker. And I think that tiebreakers are important to mention as well, Blank, because S2G didn't get that chicken dinner. That could be a crucial factor for them if they end up drawing with a team that has more wins under their belt than they do. They don't win it on that tiebreaker. That first tiebreaker being the chicken dinner count could really be important for.
Well, they've got one more Miramar, so again, they could maybe get it done there. I think for S2G, they've proven that they are a good team on the desert. They got their desert boots on most of the time as well, so we'll see what S2G can get done. I think a lot of people would be quite happy to see S2G in the top side, but it's so nice to see it really, really open up. Flexibility in the top 7, so cool, even coming into the final match today. But we'll be back very shortly for the big conclusion here of Group B.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
What a performance. Tiamba coming out on top in the last game. It's going to be helping them stay out of those bottom 3. But for everybody currently watching at home, don't forget that the fan experience is now open from August 11th through the 16th. You can join it. There's some giveaways, there's some challenges, and you can check out also the awesome collabs that we've been seeing around. Naruto, Spider-Man, like the brain rot. Steal a brain rot? Might need to try that one out myself.
I do be stealing some brain rots.
I stole some earlier when I booped you guys on the head with a big chicken leg.
Chung 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 saho, am I right, lads?
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
But S2G was able to get a second place finish there. And honestly, this is going to put him in great contention up to right because this squad is wanting to be in the top 5.
They are, and they're really pushing for it. It's really, really nice to see that. Even coming into that Miramar, right, we were looking at a really big split across the north and the west eastern side of zone. Big split, 1-2-1. You had Kamikaze coming in, starting to spread out on P5, go into the middle of zone. The reason why they didn't end up winning the game, the reason why it didn't work, because it should have worked. The reason it didn't is that terrain is just really, really flat and really, really open on a slight downhill trajectory where they were. So actually Tiamba and Ida both had an overwatch on them, so they were just unable to regroup. Lost was isolated completely, and so they kind of ended up just going out one by one, which is a big shame because that split, I liked that split.
Yeah, I mean, I think the terrain could be taken into account, but I think it's more of an issue. A lot of teams are kind of like pushing around them at the same time, and then the shed they had in the middle literally doesn't become playable because you think you're safe. No, a team has an angle on the back of you, they're going to shoot you down. And I think it was quite impressive that Kamikaze was in the center and the only player in the zone for a good old 2 minutes or something, so very impressive. I had no idea how that worked out, but by the way, score for a second there. Eagle was your game MVP. Good on Tiamba to get a win, which they needed, but I'm gonna say here, Hodrux, it's still not an impressive win that I was hoping for, but it would be enough to escape the bottom 3.
I don't care, dude. I mean, a win's a win. Thank goodness. Oh, I was sweating bullets. I was getting a lot of flashbacks of Alpha 7 not making it to the finals. I was like, there's no way Tiamba doesn't. Yeah, 17 points, that's going to be good enough, right? For sure, to at least put them in the survival stage. And at the last second, I mean, we only got one game left to go, and this last game is always so chaotic because so many teams are desperate, right? So for Tiamba to get it done in the second to last game, clutch.
I mean, really, as you said, teams are getting very desperate. ETSH got a lot of eliminations early games.
Yeah.
On the side of TT Project, they're all farming it. And I was like, Tiamba, it's your time to really step up and get something done, which they did. Again, I think gameplay-wise is not the most impressive, but a win is a win, Hodrix. I cannot argue with that logic. But here you can look at the terrain. SGG was struggling, losing a lot of their forces in the process, down to just HamCG. And he almost got it, right? That jump shot trying to escape from the blue zone, but unfortunately, Eagle went caca and got it done. I was waiting for that.
There we go.
But going back to Tiamba, I mean, yeah, a win's a win. The points, it's something that they definitely needed to stay off those bottom 3. And I can't wait to see what those bottom 3 are going to be looking like. If for some reason you have been missing out when we talked about the format, let me give you a quick little format reminder as we are going to be heading into the final game of Group B for PMWC at EWC 26. Top 5 will go directly to the finals. Bottom 3, Krish, Keith, Crush. And in between, everybody gets a chance to go to survival, which it's not going to be tomorrow. It's going to be the day after that. So make sure you guys put that on your calendar. And for some of those squads, what are we expecting to see, Hot Jukes, out of this squads? You're saying we're pretty much expecting no pressure on them because they have to go take it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the last game, right? One game left to put yourself in the finals. You really have to do so because there are some serious squads going to that survival stage. I mean, yeah, Tiamba, rough day or rough 2 days, right? But we know what they can do. Come survival stage, they could look like an entire new monster. So S2G, it's so good to see them right there. I think there's a lot of weight on their shoulders, but you got to be able to get the clutch done. That's what it's all about. You got to adapt.
Yeah, for S2G, we need to see them possibly end up coming out with the win. I would love to take a look at them. Because today we have seen everything between these teams. I mean, it's been crazy how much the leaderboard has been changing. The sponsor points has been going all over the place, and there you go. Now we actually get a chance to see the overall, and you can tell from 7th place all the way to 2nd place, it's just 10 points that separate the squads.
Oh my goodness, 1 point difference between Godlike Esports and just below them S2G that's been having the comeback of the years so far, without a single chicken dinner, pulling kind of a 4 thrives at this point. But they got so many strong finishes, right? Second place, going into a wrangle. They got a 2nd place, they got a podium, and right here in this game, they get himself another 2nd place. But I do agree. I feel like we need to see a win if they want to comfortably make it in, because do keep in mind, they got no chicken dinners. If it ends in a tie, Godlike or Horror Esports would end up overtaking S2G's spot.
No, it's true, and we have seen multiple ties like this all day long. I think we had one between Arena and Hora. We had Godlike and Hora as well. There's been so many ties absolutely need to get that win under your belt. And S2G, luckily for them, they are a Miramar squad typically. So this last game being a Miramar is exactly what they need.
And here on the bottom three, you can tell TT Project, ETSH only being separated by just 1 point. Dopeness, Hustler Crew. I mean, Hustler Crew, I'm sorry that I'm going to be saying this, but we just haven't seen a single damn thing about you today. I think they ended up maybe getting a total of 14 points, if I'm not mistaken, after this 4 matches. So I don't expect them to do much. But for Dopeness, for ETSH Esports, they are within that striking distance to TT Project Hot Jukes. Just 1 point can push them outside of just going home and staying a little bit longer here at PMWC at EWC 26.
And that little bit longer is so critical, right? Because you're going to have a whole fresh start to just make it into that top 6. But right now, this is the time, guys. You got to be able to lock it down. The one thing I really worry about when it comes to these kind of situations is a lot of teams get into their own head. They're thinking, man, I just got to get 1 point. Maybe we just play super passive, do something different here. And that's not what got them here in the first place. So you have to just wipe off that anxiety, stay calm, stay collected, play the game you know that you could do, and make the best plays possible and make it to that next stage.
And if any team's going to do it, honestly, you know, talking about that mentality, talking about that pressure, it's going to be Nongshim. They've fallen out of the top 5. But I will tell you what, they are the one team in all of this long that I really feel will not crack under pressure. Hello. I
was able to find none other than Killer Joe from Go Gaming, a team that was able to get 8th place in Group A. Killer Joe, you're currently getting a chance to watch all the teams here at Group B. You're going to be going to Survival.
नहीं गोड हाँ ऑडियंस देख रहे थे ना मतलब उनका ग्रुप पे खत्म ना
give him a trophy now
अभी सर्वर स्ट्रिप चलेगा और फील के लिए 9 बजे खत्म बंद हो जाएगा
come on. Last year at PMWC we actually got a chance to see the winning team come out of Survival.
मोबाइल पे करना
end up happening again here. What are you guys going to be looking to change, if anything, going into Survival, because it is going to be top 6? Moving on.
We will change maybe more practice, more changing like positions of the game. Obviously, we have big problems in the first group because we just no focus, but trying to fight to get consistency. See you guys. It's a finals.
You got a chance to play Group A. You're getting a chance to see here Group B. There's been a lot of questions between everybody saying which one is the group of death. Okay. I want you to look at that camera and tell me which one is the group of death. Group A and Group B.
तेरा first name, last name लगेगा, data part लगेगा, gender लगेगा और nickname तेरा क्या है? IGN मतलब income name क्या है? Instagram name.
I don't know, maybe
Alpha लिख देना.
Maybe it's
कुछ language में तो stream करेगा.
Like this game, maybe they play by fun.
They're just playing on a completely different level. That's what's currently going on with Vitality. Even when they're slowing down here in the second day, they're still out fragging everybody else. Thank you, Killer Joe. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to be doing in Survival. Hopefully, there's going to be a lot of changes. Top 6, I think it's doable.
Then there has to be less than 10k, less than 10k करने का. Then Instagram link देने का. Nice.
So, this is the thing, right? For those of you at home who are watching this incredible event, you may not be feeling the atmosphere here at PMWC, but we do have quite a bit of crowd presence. And before we go into our final match of Group B, let's test it out, shall we? Alpha 7, Fassam Barulho!
Go! Jab better, jab. Front turn. This is the godlike अभी. चलो चलो godlike. Let's go मैं चलूँ.
We saved the best till last. Godlike, let me hear you roar!
Absolutely electric here to close out this group, to close the group stages. Group B now with their last opportunity to put points on the board and to make history, to jump forward into the finals or to get through to the survival stage.
I mean, the most incredible thing is just the fans that we have here with us during both Group A and Group B. Dude, we're not even in the finals yet, and there's such representation for multiple teams across the board. However, there are some teams that we do need to focus in on. We've got Wolves, Dopeners, TT Project.
मेरा confirm हो गया?
We've got a lot of squads that are on the cusp of getting
मेरे को BGMI तो बात पड़ी कर लेंगे मतलब आ गया.
survival stage right now, or losing it all.
हाँ भाई, तो वेट कर तेरे को याद आएगा.
In Group B, TT Project.
मैं भाई 1 घंटे पहले फील किया था.
Fantastic players, fantastic veterans as well of the game. But still have a little bit further.
फिर मैं जो उड़िया में कर पाएगा बे?
If they close it down now, they would be.
हिंदी लिखा ना तो.
But it's just so.
कोई हिंदी लिखा ना तो देखते क्या होता है. मैं तो उड़िया में करूँगा रे. उड़िया में दे दी साले करने के लिए.
Very close around that bubble. A lot of teams could change things around.
लिखा था ना उड़िया बोला उड़िया दे ले
भाई. It feels like they have been sort of in and out, but not really showing us anything. And I think it's the same for TT Project, right? It's been these sort of. Always a team that's like, well, they could do quite well.
This team in the regional language, Hindi team are not permitted for watch party.
To get there and give themselves that opportunity in the survival stage.
And to do that, we have.
मतलब हिंदी में तो मैं कर नहीं सकता. अपने regional language में कर सकता हूँ.
Very shortly, all our players getting ready to go now to jump into game.
डाल दे तो हिंदी डाला है ना.
Conclusion of Group B.
मतलब तेरा MP side क्या है? कौन से language बोलते रहते हैं?
At the end of the road, there is no other opportunity to make your mark here in the group stages.
कौन बोला? मैं उड़िया में कहाँ है? तभी मेरे को मिल गया ना. उड़िया लिख दिया था मेरे को.
We are on for a kinder plain path than we've seen before. It looks like it's going fairly close from the southwest side. Oh, okay, yeah. So actually,
चलो ये मत जो हमारे God like चिकन देगा.
From the Middle West over towards Campo Militar. And sending across the north side a little bit on this one.
भाई क्या भाई नसीब है मेरा बे.
Yeah, it's actually quite a nice playing path here because you're going to be able to get over towards all the vehicles on the eastern coast here, back down towards Impala, Puerto Paraiso if you need to go that way. El Pozo's open immediately, as is Montenuevo, Power Grip, Picado, San Martin. There's lots of things you can do with this one. Teams are going to have a bit of an easier time going forward. We still haven't changed our top players. They're all in Team Vitality. That's never going to change at all. Neither is the damage numbers. Okay.
It might go up.
It might go up, but yeah, it's the players are not changing. Vitality has just had an absolute field day here in Group B, and we do have to congratulate them again. This has been a wonderful performance. We are going back to the past once again. BTR, when they were just so strong, but we're bringing the modern era of Indonesia. It's good to see, and that Indo pride is back in full force. We are heading over towards El Azahar right now. S2G get themselves a central position. Last time they fought out from El Azahar to get a better spot down towards the circle in Chumacera. We're able to get a second place off the back of this one. This time around, they have to move half as far at all. So let's see what S2G can do. Can they get back up into that top 5? Because right now, Godlike are beating them by 1 point.
And they are also right next door to them as well, in that central
मैं
location in the
PMWC
map.
Godlike
West of El Azahar right now, looking to try and keep themselves in the top 5. They are our bubble team right now, tied with Horror, but losing that tiebreaker as it stands. On placement points alone, I believe, is the tiebreaker between these two rosters, both with a chicken dinner under their belt. And Horror have to move from La Cobraria. It's a fairly accessible rotate, but still pretty fraught with danger, especially given that there's actually 2 teams up on the northeast side near Torre Hamada, near Campo Militar. So maybe they're going to need to try and find a lucky spin over towards the circle, just like you guys can find a lucky spin in game right now. Make sure you're heading into the game to draw for an exclusive set for the PMWC, making sure you're looking fine.
hold on.
Fresh and ready for battle, as many of our players are today and for the rest of this tournament. Back on board with TT Project split in Chumacera. They are again in the hot seat when it comes to elimination. It's a very, very fun final map. Here we have 1.6 between 6th and 5th.
गोडले गाड़ी लेके जा रही है अपना लॉस्ट यूनिट लूटने ले जाएंगे हम। उनके सामने टीएन में के बंदे हैं।
One of those.
नाइस माने नॉक डाला। नाइस मानिया।
Is a little bit more consequential than the others because one means you go to the finals.
मेरे पे गया।
One means you go to the finals.
षणमुगर। अरे भाई कैमल कब आया मेरा मार में? वो तो कब से आ गया है? आज स्पाइडी खाने का नहीं है। खिला दे मेरे को भाई। लेट्स गो स्कोप के लिए। हाँ वो कर जाएगा। गोल्डले को ये मैच में भाई एटलीस्ट कितना 10 पॉइंट निकालने हैं। और
Difficult thing to try and figure out at the end of the day of whether to try and play aggressive.
पता नहीं रे कंफर्म नहीं हुआ कटअप कितना जाएगा। 80 वो 90 बोला 90 ऊपर जा रहा है कटअप।
Just try and play with consistency going into these final games. Very difficult to do. And honestly, with some of the strong teams,
वो डिपेंड करेगा किसके ऊपर पता है? नीचे वाला टीम के ऊपर। नीचे वाला टीम कैसे खेलती है पता है? नीचे वाला टीम मतलब ज्यादा मारने लगे ना, मतलब समझ ले नीचे वाले ने फौरा को मार दिया, S2G मार दिया, KNS को मार दिया, देन अपन इजीली कर सकते वाले भाई। आगे बढ़ा।
Yeah, I'm putting Horror in the hot seat versus S2G. Like I say, Horror moving across from a couple of years, they can get pretty early rotate over. They may have to contend with Vitality in the near future though, and that is a terrifying prospect. Well, for Godlike, actually, I don't mind what they're going for. If they swung back in towards Impala and try to finish off Hustler Crew, I mean, it's cheeky, but it does work. There would be a way to guarantee some elimination points. Like you say, Hustler Crew, since those finals, the first 2 days of finals of Western Europe, we just...
वही तो बोल रहा है, Vitality Victor partnership की बोला था। वो भी डाल दिए अपना पोस्ट एडवांस टू ग्रैंड फिनाले। कल ही डाल दिए थे। पता है वाल पर।
On the northern side, Horror making their way impossible.
कल ही डाल दिए थे वो।
They've already cleared out one player from Hustler Crew. They know the team they're going up against as well, so honestly, they could just swing back over towards the east coast. Know that they might run back into Hustler Crew at some point.
भाई देखने कितना पॉइंट का भाई उनको मजाक मत क्यों कर लेते? उनको पता है क्वालिफाई मार देंगे तुम लोग। वो अपना गन पावर दिखा रहे हैं।
Tiamba on top right now. Matika underneath. Speaker on his way.
ग्रांड फाइनल और 2-3 दिन बाद
The high ground is available. Got the mini 14 as well. Tiamba with the chicken dinner they were able to find in the match just previous are now a lot safer ahead of that bubble. Currently 13 points ahead of 13th place, and for multiple teams to be able to jump that gap, it's going to take something quite big to make that one happen. So for Tiamba, I think they certainly don't want to play this one slow. That was what the play was now. Eagle. Oh, it's just too easy. A couple of shots to bring out.
Nice. Tiamba knock. Nice.
Tiamba points already. Two of our teams at risk of going home right now have lost one player. We always say how hard Miramar gets when you lose players in those first 10 minutes of the game. A lot of times you can't take.
Let's go Dhanavrush bhai. Let's go Team India Godlike. ईडा के बंदे ने मान्या को नॉक डाला, स्पाव ने ईडा को नॉक डाला। फाइट हो रहा है। ईडा वर्सेस Godlike। ये डू और डाई फाइट है।
For dopeness, they're sat out in the open. Even though going against Godlike.
चलो ईडा वाले निकल गए। थैंक यू ईडा भाई। किल देने के लिए। सुनना।
Nobody is close enough to really go for this fight. Both teams now are going to have to send in, and TT Project are pushing in from the southwest side. Los Leones, an immediate response coming through, and Godlike will be first on the scene. That you can get the res here, and it looks like a no commitment from Ida. They're going to give up on that one. They know what is at stake, and another point for God. Like sees them one step closer.
भाई चैनल सब्सक्राइबर 110 करवा दो भाई।
From Ida is a great result for them. It's a target team. They can push past very easily. You know what I do like? I like that we had the camera on S-Power. My guy is smiling. He's having a good time in these games. I mean, for Godlike, they have a great opportunity right now to sit themselves up towards that top 5, go straight towards the finals. I mean, it is quite an awesome turnaround seeing OG as well as...
Edwino. दो फिनिश ले लियो भाई, कोई इशू नहीं. किसको मारे ये लोग? हाँ, TN back.
Representing. It took 1 year to do as well. It's kind of mind-boggling, honestly, but
yeah, one
play, fantastic stuff. It has just been clutch after clutch, play after play. I can't respect it enough. Anyway, we are moving down towards the south side. Eden, like you said, they just gave up on it in preference of a better spot inside the circle as a 3-man, which is tough. Wolves, they're not out of the woods just yet. They're on 41 points. But with both Dominus and Hustler Crew going down to 3 players, I think Wolves are a little bit more set than we might expect. Edge, the most flexible team in terms of trying to get through. Unfortunately for Edge, they have for their side behind Vitality, who are really good at this video game and will make it very, very hard for them to push past on the northern edge. Past as well, which is a difficult area to navigate around.
हो रहा है STG का same point है. One balle push करे, nice. One balle. 7 to क्या खेल रहे हो तुम लोग? STG top 5 में आ गई.
With more than a knock, not just yet. They haven't managed to get rid of them. STG, Suda boot here. They've got a lot of supplies to work with. Already opening up over towards GS now. Some good damage in.
One balle वहाँ से knock डालो. One balle knock डालो.
Yes, it's crumbling. Really providing too much resistance here. Kamikaze stepping forwards and S2G now drawing level.
नहीं और उनको 2 point चाहिए. 2 point चाहिए और.
They'll get another point to add to the tally and they are now in the top 5 for the time being. Horror needing to try and catch up in the meantime. S2G want to add even more of a buffer. They have the potential here to jump up all the way to second with a clean fight.
नहीं उठेगा.
Okay, spots the jump pad. Takes a little bit of damage, but 2 players now contending. Against the smoke is making it difficult. Solkay opts to pull the pin. Molotov over the top. He might just cook this one. Go for the airburst around the side. It's good. Great damage. Can't quite get his shoulder around the corner though. Third party descends on the side. Dopeness out of nowhere to backstop this, and they want to get really stuck in. They want to try and extract value from these fights. They've already got an elimination on side, and they are on 3 players. It's a bit of a do or die play, but I feel like if you're going to make one, now is the time to do it. Right in the middle, right in the truck stop. Try and survive as long as you can.
One ball मार दो STG को. One ball.
A little bit more timorous here. I think rightly so.
Japanese team, तुमको अभी कुछ करना पड़ेगा तुमको.
Though the points are coming to them.
नहीं पड़ेगा.
These are teams that are not playing up to scratch right now. For GS, they fell fairly quickly up against S2G, who have been showing a very different style of gunpowder than they have in the past. Like I said before, it feels like finally S2G have found their footing now. Looked decent at points yesterday.
चलो गोल लेके सामने जोन लेना पड़ेगा जिसको करके मार के.
Down to the smoke, quick loop, get some more of that utility online. They're not taking any chances either.
Absolutely not.
Yes, can't
afford to. The circle did center up on truck stop as well.
So in the
next minute or two, it could get better for them, or it could get much worse because EDA have now stepped 2 behind. They've scouted it out. They know there's a team here now. And they're looking to move the rest of them in to play. And S2G just can't catch a break, trying to clear this one out. Last player from 7-1 GS. And they will make it hard.
Nice.
The hills to the west are going to start to get occupied. Tiamba moving in
nice.
to try and get some
nice.
Try and make an impact.
This is a bit more of a spread than we used to from Tiamba as well. They're looking for more and more value on the map. They must feel a lot more comfortable coming into this game with 48 points. Will be hard to overlap that. Definitely doable, but will take quite a few things to line up, if I'm quite honest.
Nice.
Once again, it's
nice. नहीं ऐसे कॉल भी नहीं कर पाए जितना ट्राई करे वो.
Looking for Miramar.
चांस ही नहीं करने का वो.
Right in the middle of the map, Alpha 7 and Horror towards El Azahar. At the moment, Horror just has such oversight onto Alpha 7's position.
Yes, bhai.
You've got Noots up on the high ground out on the northwest side.
Bhai, yes.
El is kind of the only operative with a chance to shut down an angle for Horror, because right now the rest of them Meanwhile, over on the east side, TT Project going to try and crash in towards Vitality, and they have opened an opportunity there, taking down one of the players. And remember, 13th place is not comfortable.
वाइटेड जगह किसको मानना है बड़े टीम को, मतलब टेस्ट 2 टेस्ट 3 गॉडलैक को छोड़ के सबको मार जाएगा तू.
I mean, for TT Project to qualify
तेरे को पुण्य
by
मिलेगा भाई.
taking down the number 1 squad would be quite an amusing feat. See if they can pull it off. Right now, Vitality do go down to 3 here. They have been playing all cylinders firing this entire time. At some point, they do have to start feeling that lactic acid.
पीछे बंदे आ रहे, दल्ले तेरे एनएस के बंदे आ रहे, नॉन्गसिंग रेडफोर्ट के बंदे आ रहे.
Marvelous, but TT Project, that initial pick-off does give them a little bit more space to work with on that northeast side.
14, 27, 28,
swing their way through on that ridge. But it does open up to sightlines from Alpha 7, who do now need to move.
There's so many teams who've been circling this circle for quite a while. Nongshim Red Force
तुम्हारे सामने दो टीम जोन पे बैठी है भाई.
For the northwest side, they've been in the blue zone for ages, and they're just crashing into a fight potentially with Yang.
भाई यहाँ से जाना चाहिए, यहाँ पर ड्रॉप पड़ा है. यहाँ से.
And they've moved in behind Hustler Crew, who you said they know are diminished in power.
Fight.
Try and punch a hole through.
Fight.
Already down. There is a weakness. There's blood in the water for Godlike to try and strike.
And Godlike movement, it's almost poetic.
Godlike mane nice manya.
As we expected it to. Vinny goes down to
Manya.
And again, perfect plans laid in motion by Godlike, now being executed on the blueprint being followed to a T.
मार.
Beautiful stuff, but they still have to keep going a little bit more pacey. Reinforcing the south side against this Godlike push. Sure, Hustler Crew kind of not able to do too much here, but in this compound, Yangon Galacticos have a much stronger foothold. In the meantime, Nongshim Red Force looking to try and change the tune towards TT Project.
ये फाइट निकाल देना भाई, उनको बहुत कॉन्फिडेंस
That
आएगा.
fight, Tiamba looking to
वो सो में नहीं है.
as well.
Nice spot.
All of our lynch teams on the tables blank are going hell for leather into the fight.
That's Power finding another over towards Hustler Crew.
Nice Power.
With just
बचा. मान्य को बचा ले, मान्य हग मत please, मान्य.
To try and make this
नेट मत जा, नेट मत.
Stuck between most of the players from Godlike, and they are not going to give
ये
him
ना
an
मारो
inch.
भाई, ये ना को मारो.
Nice
Mino.
Important fight for them. Arena also, despite
Mino. Hashtag 2. चलो, let's go. Let's fucking do it. Let's go. काम खत्म हो लग रहा है. नहीं मारेंगे. फाइट ले. YG चकले लगाने मत लगा. पीछे हो जा. मिनो. आराम से. राइट में बंदे देख के मिनो. नाइस. वाजी भी सेफ खेल लेना. वाजी को चकले लग सकता है. 4v4 फाइट है यहाँ पर.
Down to 4th, and Hustler Crew will be.
Okay, जा.
The first team
जा.
to leave us from Group B.
No longer will they be.
Wolf.
Here in Paris, they have been rebuffed. The rest of the lobby didn't. Breaking a spray down from Schweppes, and he's adding it to the tally, but that's stolen away, maybe, from the Wolves.
Wolves would love any more points they can get here. Keep them in the running. Now S2G, they moved away from Truck Stop. This is a in the running. Now S2G, they moved away from truck stop. This is a really fantastic spot on the map to play, honestly, for S2G. Gives them a lot of control. They look down towards some of the low ground on that eastern side and can give them points off the back of it. Which they're already looking for now, getting knocked over towards Vitality. Wolves continue to pump those points there, move further and further away from the bottom three.
They keep increasing that buffer, but E-Arena not so lucky. They're taking damage. They tried to jump into the fight, but it's not going well. They try to move forwards, and they're playing as two. TT Project taking damage as well. Vitality eliminated. Tiamba are out of the running as well, but they may have done enough. Elementrix moving forwards. E-Arena going down here is a massive change in the tables. S2G, Horror, and Nongshim Red Force all with a bigger opportunity to take one of those top 5 spots. A Joker stands tall. The belt buckle on the floor.
They need to hold on here. Joker moves up, Elementrix moving off the back of the position, but more and more players coming through. This is going to be an incredible clutch if he can make it work, but Joker does go down.
A trade, a Norman turning away, the vehicle going up in smoke, E-Arena in danger, E-Arena right down to the wire. They do manage to pick up a point or two, but on 95 they are far from safe. A sliver of HP, and he swaps the vehicles out. Where can he go, though? Where can he call
home? The teams underneath him, they all have better positions inside the circle. E-Arena forced to stop off. At a shack here down towards the south side, only real option they have. I'm more laughing at the fact that TT Project thought that their only way to stay in towards survival stage was to defeat Vitality of all teams. I mean, if it works, I guess.
A little pincer maneuver with Nongshim Red Force, who are one of the chasing teams as well, in 7th place. Moving in, the South Korean roster looking to try and turn on those afterburners. They do have a chance to make it work here. Well, they have TT Project to try and guard out. So many crucial battles happening, spanning the entirety of this leaderboard, Blank. It is so important for about 50% of the lobby as to what happens in the next 3 minutes.
Godlike still keeping it chill down towards the south side. Difficult push for them though. Yangon Galacticos watching over their every move. So how would they want to play this one out? There's still ridge sides to work with. Denying those sight lines, but as we head over towards that northern edge, goodness me, you have the eyes of many teams looking your way. Alpha 7, I think, have done more than enough. However, it would require a gargantuan game to get into top 5, and I think they can be very pleased with their current position on the leaderboards. Wow. Circle centers up, and again, S2G, they just take the right maneuver at the right time. They knew they had the most control over truck stop when it happened, made an executive decision to move over towards this area of the map. Again, this is a winning spot.
And yeah, as you say, the decision to leave truck stop itself really is going to play well for them. That northeast side can get rebuffed. That's the arena. That's the arena down blank. The last player spotted. Ida, the ones to deal the final blow there, picking up a point for themselves and taking arena down. Now 95 points is a clear target for these teams behind them. And there is a tiebreaker between them and Godlike. There's Ida 1 point behind, 3 points behind for Aura and for S2G. And Nongshim Red Force with a chance to blow that one away as well here with a chunk of points and a big game for the South Koreans. It is just so deadly to be going down at a time like this.
Nongshim Red Force moving up from this compound means they'll have to put themselves in the sightlines of TT Project, but it's Alpha 7 actually waiting on the exit here. TT Project look to make the quick maneuvers. They move out in the convoy. They're taking a ton of damage as they move on in over towards S2G, holding the line.
And Nongshim Red Force chiming in as well. Another knock over towards Zerich, leaving two of TT Project alive on their bubble position. Dopeness wanting to stay alive in truck stop and try and surpass it. More damage is pouring on through. Alpha 7 looking to close the trap, and in comes the backup. There's Nongshim Red Force trying to wrap around behind, and the nades are brutal. TT Project on their last legs, Effect the last to stand. Now on a sliver of HP, the nades go long. He's just about able to dodge it, and with an S12K, he's got a hope and a dream.
Effect staying quiet, hoping that Alpha 7 and Nongshim Red Force fight against one another first. Edge will have to move in across the road. The singular player still left alive here. Dopeness being the other problem, also having to leave soon too. Nongshim Red Force taking a little bit of damage, but it's S2G who bear the brunt of the pain. This is on a double split though, so there's two reses going off at the same time for S2G. They are so lucky that so many teams on the northern side are all fighting against one another. Gives them a brief opportunity of respite.
And it means that the sightlines for S2G were distracted, not in operation, and that's going to allow a little bit more maneuverability. Those reses have come through, and S2G are back into the fight. Alpha 7 crashing in, trying to take down Nongshim Red Force. There goes Effect. TT Project losing out on the more point-scoring opportunities here, and 36 points is the target for Dopeness, for maybe even Edge. So easy cruising around the sidelines, but Carrillo spots him underneath the vehicle, looks for the spray to confirm, but doesn't quite get enough damage. The nade over the top finds what they're looking for.
Alpha 7 looking to finish out strong here on the final day of Brood, but Hyunbin goes absolutely mental, puts Alpha 7 in the Hyunbin, taking out the trash here at the end of the day. Nongshim Red Force, good to speak. Hyunbin's finally down, but Cleo, he is still up, still kicking. Alpha 7 still have life, but finally will leave.
Down they go. Nongshim Red Force down as well. No challenge there. E-Arena drop one spot because Horror flex out to get involved. They're going to get stuck in, pushing E-Arena down. And Horror are the first team to confirm themselves with Vitality because nobody else can pass them.
Goodness me, what an insane fight that was there. Carrillo really hanging on to hope right at the end versus Hyunbin. Horror though, making this cross a massive opportunity versus S2G. They left Kamikaze as the anchor once again towards the center. Godlike watching from a distance, patience.
And choosing their time to strike, Hamzy goes for face, but Sky rains down hell, and Hamzy hits the deck. A fall could be brutal for S2G's hold on a top 5 spot here. Horror looking to ruin the day. They're in right now, but Ida are across the way. They're a lot safer, and they have got more players alive and ready to take this fight.
Horror, they lose Sleepy, but it's okay. They're awake now, right now, in this game. Looking to put some more points on the cards. It was a difficult push-out for them. They picked the right opportunity, now looking for more. Godlike under pressure from the Wolves as they send over towards their position. They're playing this one slow, cautiously. Marnet, though, will find Sky. Jiggle up on high, though, drops the nade, could be big, but they scatter.
Ora doing bits against Yangon Galacticos, but in the meantime, the Wolves are burning away on Godlike on the south side flank. They are going low, they are going down. Ora with the danger on the roll-up, but there goes the first, and no fear now. Last to stand for Ora, a chance to make it through, but Godlike are down to 1 on the south edge. The Wolves are going to fall though, and Godlike get the points they need. They're over the line. They have made it to the top 5.
Admino with an insane clutch up versus the Wolves. Godlike hit 98 on an 8 elim game. S2G hanging on by a thread here.
No matter what, it's a Turkish team going in. The question is who? If you go down now, S2G, placements are going to flip this around. It's going to change things, and all for the worse. Not to mention, TT Project just dropped down.
Topnus make it in those last moments. They played slow from truck stop. They rolled in, they parked up, and they will be going through to the survival stage.
Speed with the opportunity to do one of the funniest things I think we could see. A chance to maybe push Topnus aside, but the placements are kicking in. Already 2 guaranteed, meaning you need at least 3 points, if not more, to try and close that gap on the overalls. And down go S2G.
Way.
They are out, and the placements are there for Ida. They are 3 points behind, and Speed could be there. Godlike get a 10th elimination as well, and put themselves into the triple digits. They're going for that 4th drive 107.
They hit the century. Centurions inside the lobby. These guys have been marching towards success between the beginning of the game. Speed moving up. Ida potentially backstabbed here by a player at the bottom of the rankings, preventing their approach into the top 5.
They've done enough though. E-Arena is already going to go down, and there goes Etch. Our bottom 3 are locked on in, and Ida force E-Arena out of the top 5. Sure, you can break records, but you can't go the distance. You don't make it to the top 5.
Let's see how this game does end up, but we have our top 5 going through to the finals. Vitality, who have been a wealth of life spring here over towards Group B. Godlike with 100 points, hitting the triple digits, the only other team to do it. Horror underneath. S2G and Ida, 2 Turkish teams getting through to the finals in one group. This has been an incredible 2 days, John.
It has been so closely fought. It's been right down to the wire. It's just a matter of shutting this one out. Dopeness making it through by the skin of their teeth to join the survival stages over the top. A lazy float over will be enough to shut down Marnet, and Yangon Galacticos will join that survival stage as well. Now Ida looking to rattle some skulls around the edge as they roll over the top here. Godlike looking to put the hurt down as they ascend.
Speaker low gets the first aid off though. Kenji potentially rezzed up here off in the distance. Ida trying to play around this little bit of terrain. Salmi has a nade, looks to throw it. Goes long, but not long enough.
Got another one. Wants to go a little bit further maybe, if he's got that read right. The Cook looks pretty good, and it tags Lufa. Takes him very, very low. The smokes of Bloom to keeping Ida safe on their angles. There's a nade in response, and Lufa able to do what Salme couldn't and managed to clock that one. Amino was clutch before, but will he be clutch again here? A 1 versus 3 would be necessary, but down go Godlike. They have done enough though, Blank. They have made their way to those grand finals, and Ida looking to join them. Dopeness, are they gonna find it right at the end? A 1-2 punch against Ida. Speak out around the tree with the shotgun goes down, and Rita and Emre look to try and bring it to bear. They find what they're looking for. 3 chicken dinners today, and they make their way to join the top 5.
Taking half the map so far. Ida with a hell of a run here in Group B right at the end. But Vitality was insane. Godlike will join them in the 100 points club. But really, Ida has had a hell of a run.
What a resurgence from Turkey. S2G and Ida both putting pedal to metal when it mattered, and their metal was tested. and they proved themselves worthy of one of those direct spots to the grand finals, joining some of the best teams in the world. We've got to make a couple more spots available, though, and that is for our survival stage teams, Blank.
The survival stage will be coming up very shortly. I know they are.
I feel like, you know, the big storyline over the course of all of this has been, of course, Vitality. And we are going to tune in with them down on the stage. Barney, over to you.
After an absolutely wild final map, watching Arena just slowly knock on down, that was absolutely insane. We obviously have our champions.
ये होता है भाई लगातार स्लॉट मिलने के भाई और काच सबको दिखाते हैं अपन में इंटरनेशनल में
Team
भाई.
Vitality. Guys, what an impressive 2 days. Federales, let's have a chat, okay? Now, I wanted to ask, with yesterday being so impressive,
जोल मजा आया देखने में आज भाई
was
फाइनल.
today an opportunity to just try some new things and try out some new strats? Like, what was today like for you guys?
Yeah, that's definitely what we do right now today. We try new rotation, we try new gameplay.
वो वहाँ पर मतलब कोई मतलब
we try to fight more. Yeah,
सब कॉन्फ्रेंस से मतलब
waiting for you guys
खेले थे
in
अच्छे
the
से.
finals next week.
यहाँ पर सब मारदार खेल रहे थे.
Heavy hitters.
तो इतना पैनिक में खेले तो मजा आया देखने में.
Aurora Gaming. What are your thoughts going into next week? Who do you think is going to give you the toughest time?
कोड़े ट्रॉफी चाहिए भाई. गोल्ड लैक से होती थी. जिसमें एक ट्रॉफी चाहिए मेरे को भाई. जैसे भी करके.
Untuk tim yang ada di final tentunya kan ada
जो भी निकाले भाई दिल सपोर्ट रहेगा उनको.
Four Tribes dan juga tim-tim yang lain sudah lolos dari grup A dan juga grup B. Menurut kamu tim paling susah untuk dilawan di final kira-kira siapa sih? Apakah ada?
नहीं लेंगे.
Sekarang kita masih belum kebayang sih kayak lobby yang ada di final nanti. Cuma pasti bakal lebih keras daripada grup stage ini karena tim-tim yang masuk kan tim-tim yang kan.
गया.
I have no idea.
Bye keras.
Like the final stage.
तीन टीम मतलब एलिमिनेटेड ना. उनका वो टीम क्या बोलते हैं EWC की हो रहा है जो. वो क्रॉस हुआ है.
In that lobby. Federales, good dodging for that question. That was good. Right, okay, gentlemen, it's time to do the fun bit, the bit that everyone loves. Let's walk to the crusher. And we've got a little bit of a ways to walk, so while we walk, let's have a quick chat. Federales, I'll continue.
बाबा मतलब उनका जो क्रिक के मतलब क्या बोलते हैं उसको. क्रिक होगा.
Namely, Killer Joe from Goat Team. He said, if they're going to play like this, Vitality may as well just be given the trophy at this point. How does it feel to hear something like that?
Feels good, but I hope we can do it in the finals too, so yeah.
Yeah, of course, you've got to do it in the finals, guys. Right, I want you to go around to the back of this crusher. I want you guys to line up for me, so everyone step up onto the step, please. This is the fun bit. Right, now we've got to do a little bit of explaining. Let's set the scene here. 3 teams are being eliminated from the entire PMWC right here, right now, by you guys, okay? We've got Hustler Crew, we've got TT Project, and we've got ETSH Esports. Look, this is the nature of the competition, but, you know, is there anything you would like to say to those eliminated teams before we have to send their teams down?
Yes, you. नहीं. सुपर ने वहाँ पर कैमरा रहता है. सब कुछ रहता है उनके.
Nice and smooth, I like it. Okay, gentlemen, this is how the cookie crumbles. We're going to pull on this lever, and it's going to crush the remaining keys. Would you like to give it a go? Who'd like to do it? In 3, 2, 1, pull it! And there they go. Was that satisfying? Was that good? That was good. Satisfying? Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Keep doing it, man. Come on. It's all fun and games until someone gets hurt. Now we're going to have to do that, obviously, again next week. And, of course, in the survival stage, plenty of PMWC action to come your way. Congratulations one more time to Team Vitality. What an incredible performance over the last 2 days. But we've got to break down everything we saw today on day 2 of Group B. Let's head back to the studio to do that.
A dominating performance out of Vitality.
दर्द कर रहा है अभी भाई इतना पिलाया में.
EWC 26. This squad was just looking different. You heard it there from Federales as well today. They were just trying different stuff because they didn't really have to try the hardwood. How they were able to perform in that first day.
No, they weren't. They had nothing to worry about. Nothing whatsoever. I mean, even after 6 matches.
बोल बैंचो.
They're all and getting all those points and
बोल चूतिए साले कास्टर.
There's nothing anybody could do. They were just far and above beyond. So
दल्ले हेटर कास्टर वो सीढ़ी के. बोल अब साले. वो हेड कर रहा था ना मतलब इंडियन टीम वो हेड करता है वो. ओजी को हेड करता है बहुत टीम को. ये तेरे मुंह पे गिर गए. ये तुम्हारे मुंह पे भाई. ये तुम्हारे मुंह पे. अपन कौन है भाई. देख लो औकात. एडमिन जो बाहर में क्या नेट से जो लिया भाई वो दिखाते हुए पागल हो जाता भाई मजाक करके. हिंदी में क्यों नहीं देख रहे पता है तेरे को. हाँ हिंदी में क्यों नहीं देख रहे पता है भाई. वो भाई मैं मतलब हिंदी में क्यों नहीं देख रहे पता है मैं तेरे को. वहां पर मतलब अच्छा कास्टिंग नहीं करते. ओशन शर्मा में जी उनको बिठा दिए. इंजीनियर कर रहा है. हर्षिता कर रहा है. मैं भी नहीं देख रहा. इंग्लिश देखूंगा भाई. मैं तो भाई देख रहा हूँ. मैं थोड़ा बायस हो जाता है. नहीं रे, #3 है, कोई ना चलेगा। S2G, होरा, गॉडलाइक, ईडा, टीम वाइटलिटी, #3 गॉडलाइक कौन ईडा ने चिकन निकाल लिया ना, चिकन निकाला ना, कोई ना क्वालिफाई होने से मतलब भाड़ में चलो। क्या रोको 40 वाले क्या बोल देते हैं? क्या बोला? क्या देख रहे तू?
I mean, look, speaking of step-ups, IR Esports, S2G, I mean, are getting 3 chicken dinners. And I mean, this is absolute insanity. The way that they were able to go from, I think it was literally like 15, not 15.
फाइनल में रुक ना, फाइनल में तो पूरा सब डिस्ट्रॉय होगा।
Especially moving into the finals, they finally found their footing and 108 points from them. This was so unexpected from this team, especially going from yesterday, where they just could not even get themselves any eliminations. And now you see them scouting teams, you see them obliterating teams, you see the way that they were able, especially in a spot, able to take on the likes of S2G and their positioning that they had in one of these zones. Incredible stuff.
Let's go. क्या 40 वाले क्या बोल रहे थे? कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा। हमारा मतलब क्या, हम एग्रेसिव टीम है। गॉडला को देख ले भाई, 105 पॉइंट, तुम्हारा 108 पॉइंट था तुम्हारे ग्रुप में। ये होता है भाई, नहीं 40 मतलब ग्रुप में था ना, उनके फैन आके क्या बोले, हेड दे रहे थे, फ्री किल, कैंपिंग, ये देख भाई, तुम #1 108 पॉइंट लेके करे थे भाई, हमारे 105 देख, 3 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस है भाई। ये भाई झुक के रहना पड़ेगा, झुक के भाई, तुम भाई साल भर खेलते रहते हो।
This is going to sound crazy, but DT Project, I really think
OG का second time है।
they deserve to be here, but I feel like DT Project was showing up.
OG DC खेल रहा था, PMWC खेल रहा था।
Were playing. Sometimes it just takes, you know, we see from E Arena. Sometimes it just takes this one game to.
अब उसको काउंट नहीं करता, वो उसको काउंट नहीं करेंगे। मतलब वो टाइम फिर से अपने लफड़ा हो गया ना एक बार।
This same, there we go, energy and that exact same composition. They might have a fun time.
कल BGMI होगा, कल BGMI वाट पार्टी करेंगे।
Especially in the top 5, and something that did end up impressing me that we
कल वाट पार्टी करेंगे।
point out was Godlike's eliminations, because there were a lot more eliminations than what Orangutan was able to get.
BGMI पीछे के ना रे, अपना जो क्या बोलते हैं उसको,
the aggressiveness that the lobby is currently giving some of these teams, and with the way that Godlike was able to perform here, being aggressive, getting those eliminations.
मेरे को मेले आ गया, पता नहीं कैसे, तेरे को मेले अल्फा चेक कर।
When we end up going to the finals, and for India, I am just happy by the way these teams are performing. The scrims, the international scrims are paying off for their squads, and everything is looking good as we see the qualified teams.
वो किक में होगा।
Oh, you know what? I am so excited to see both of the Indian teams coming on to the finals, but we're looking at the survival stage here.
ना टीवी में नहीं होगा भाई ये
focusing on until next weekend, right? We're going to be looking at Ulf,
नहीं होगा टीवी में नहीं होगा, किक में होगा,
Furia, E Arena, Nongshim, Alpha 7. The list goes on, and already I'm seeing some massive players here, Max. That is just going to be insane going in. We're going to have a great 2 days ahead of us.
It's honestly an intense lobby. Every single time, I feel like we end up saying this, one of the best lobbies we have seen so far. Going into that survival, that could end up being
वहाँ से मतलब यहाँ से जो टीम गए ना, हाँ, अब सर्वर मतलब देख मतलब बोल रहे थे 14, 15, 16 मैं तो बता रहा था क्या है, देख इसका मतलब सर्वर स्टेज मतलब जो टॉप 5 है वो डायरेक्ट क्वालिफाई, जो ग्रैंड के लिए उनको कुछ खेलना पड़ेगा। स्टेज 6 से स्टेज 13 तक जो टीम है वो जाएंगे सर्वर सीरीज के लिए। यहाँ पर 16 टीम होगा, 16 से टॉप 6 क्वालिफाई करेंगे डायरेक्ट फाइनल के लिए।
Massively. But you know what? Hey, Alpha 7 surviving the group stage. Oh my goodness, what is going to happen? It happened. They made it to the next
14, 15, 16 को छोड़ दो, 13 तक चांस है
सबको। Right so far, none of the teams of that region have qualified for the finals. It would be very weird to not see any Brazilian representation into the finals. So very excited.
Power MVP आया भाई। किंसले माका साकिना का दल्ले।
I think it's the second stage because oh my goodness, that is a stacked as hell.
क्या बोल रहे थे इंडियन टीम?
It will be. Well, let's see who was the MVP of this group. As we got the top 5 players, and no surprise, we have 3 players of Vitality race at coming out on top.
Damage और survival time थोड़ा मतलब survival time कम है ना उसका.
S power, no fear as well, making sure that it wasn't just a full domination from Vitality, Lace.
Yeah, look, what a great catch-up.
Manya, S power, bhai, fuck you.
Sort of day to shine in that certain section. Yeah, no one's catching Vitality, guys. Okay, I told you at the start. You're like, Lace, why do you keep harping on about them? This is why. This is why.
Power,
you see the cohesiveness of this team. You see the damage output that they are able to get, and it's not just from one shining star. It's from.
अबे मैं बोल रहा हूँ गॉर्जी को कुछ ना करके उनको उसको मिल गया सब कुछ.
It's my boys, Ray Ray duo.
गॉर्जी देखना कोई मैच खेला नहीं.
Is that sticking? Are we keeping that? I kind of like
absolutely. I like it. Let us know on social media. Use that hashtag EWC and hashtag EWC26.
अच्छा प्लेयर तगड़ा प्लेयर वो.
And hashtag Ray.
Hey, Ray.
If we end up seeing that, if it actually sticks, that'll be amazing. Before we end it here,
नहीं momentum उनको बनाना है.
For everybody currently watching at home, don't forget, we won't be on tomorrow, but we will be on the day after that on Tuesday, which, if I'm correct, if my math serves me right, it will be August 11th. Is when we'll be back with survival stage. Anything that you're looking forward to in survival?
Nongshim to be number 1.
Oh, that's a hell of a
They're
prediction.
gonna win survival.
आजा round देखना मेरे को round देखना.
Prediction, and for predictions, don't forget to go to the EWC app because
रोंडो रुक जा रोंडो मैचेस कब से देखने पड़े. अब पहले मैच
for when we were last looking at the CC leaderboard. However, the win out of Zubair.
आजा हमने देखे नहीं थे. बस चलो भाई लेट्स गो फिर से पहला मैच देखते हैं आज रोंडो का. चलो टाइमलाइन में है भाई 437 436 चलेगा. रोंडो एरेंगल दोनों खत्म करने हैं. Let's fucking do it! पता आया पता था. तूने देखा हमने देखा नहीं था. This is godlike is different. मान्य नहीं हाँ मेरा अल्फा का थोड़ा काम कर रहा था. अल्फा का सेटिंग करवा रहा था. अब क्या लिखा देखना. मान्य एंड लास्ट में क्वालिफिकेशन. अब इंस्टा में देख रहा था. नहीं इंस्टा में एक बंदे ने छोड़ा था. भाई मतलब लेट्स गो में छोड़ा था ना. मतलब वो अबे देख मैं तेरे को क्या बोल रहा. मान्य लास्ट मैच में क्वालिफाई करवाएगा. रेडी चलो मैं चालू कर दिया क्या. पेन पता है क्या तेरा क्या. पेन पता है क्या. मैं तो पेन में हूँ. आजा 434 पे आजा.
Even just like fundamentally from the points that you can get out of the game, but we were pushing the limits.
Literally.
मैच कैंसिल कर दो. अल्फा देख लेना.
Team 4 Thrives in Group A did so well. Right? They topped the tables and they almost got passed up in points in just one single day, right? So we're going into day 2 here. A lot, it's time to say your prayers. Really make sure you are locked in, meditate, and focus because getting into.
चल रहे अपना फ्लाइट बता रहा है ना. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Our teams that are crowned strong enough.
Some adjustments, even take some risks, right?
ये भाई अपने खुशी में भाई देख पहले मैच देखे नहीं तो सॉरी रिवाच कर रहे हैं. छोटे सुपर पावर लेट्स गो.
So we can get that big $1.7 million prize pool in the finals.
For some of our sides that struggled, yes.
हैं 435 ना.
Sides that struggled yesterday, can they come?
राम गोलू. यस राम भाई क्या हुआ. गॉड लाइक मतलब क्यों, मतलब क्वालिफाई क्या पता तेरे को? मतलब वो राउंडो में चिकन निकल जाए ना 20 चिकन डिनर, सो उनका वो फायदा मिल गया, वो 30 स्पॉट मिल गया ना उनको वहां पर।
अभी
1 मिनट 30 सेकंड में आ जाए, 1 मिनट 30 सेकंड। क्या
Amazing starting off with you. Survival stage
कौन करेगा? वाह भाई,
में एक नाम बताइए जो बाहर हो रहा है।
स्क्रीन हो रहा है,
मुझे ऐसा लगता
हो रहा
है कि
मैं पोस्ट करके रखा हूँ ना। हाँ अल्फा क्या? हाँ अल्फा हो गया, अल्फा आया तेरा स्क्रीन? अल्फा आया? अल्फा रेडियो रेड को हुआ ना? नहीं देख ना, अब मेरा स्क्रीनशॉट देख, मेरा स्क्रीनशॉट देख, तो वहां पर पोस्ट करके मेरा स्क्रीनशॉट देख। डिस्कॉर्ड में निकल जाएगा, फिर आ जाएगा। नहीं स्ट्रीम बंद हो जाएगा। लेट्स गो भाई, रेडी अल्फा तो बना दे।
Neok starts us off. The shots are coming through. Swinging the blade
Very good.
immediately there, mate.
Alpha.
Obscure knifing some players here. Alpha 7, a team everybody's got their eyes on today. And we got the Wolves who were able in the final games yesterday to push themselves out of that bottom three. And now they're facing some titans in this lobby. You got ETSH, that's a squad that needs to put something in here. Now you got EA as well. Fights happening all over the place, and they gotta happen here.
Whoa!
Southern circle effect. Barely getting those shots through that little.
भाई स्पोर्ट्स ने क्वालिफाई नहीं कर पाए ना। मैं पहले मैच देख रहा थोड़ा भी रीवॉच। मेरा क्रेजी रिएक्शन देखना तो भाई गोल्डलैक का देखना भाई, जब गोल्डलैक टॉप 3 के अंदर आ गई थी मारने के बाद रिएक्शन देखो एक बार भाई, मजा आ जाएगा। गला मत कर, बोल के रखा था नाचूंगा।
Quite comfortably, 3 Elim points to start us off. Obviously, Rondo's Rondo, so don't worry, there'll be a lot more action.
Yes.
Oh yeah, non-stop action here.
Nice. क्या डाला वे स्नाइपर्स? ओए इस वाले रेहान गोल्डलैक मीनो नाइस, एडमिनो नाइस नॉक। ओ नाइस एडमिनो नॉक एंड फिनिश। चलो घर पे जाओ। नाइस मस्को नाइस। मीनो 2 फिनिश, मीनो सोमिया का नाइस। एडमिनो
और प्राउड फील करवाएंगे ये लड़के डेफिनेटली। ओजी एंड गॉडलाइक को सुपर सुपर टाइट हग्स सारे 8 के 8 प्लेयर्स को, जो भी पेरिस में, जो भी अपनी इंडियन कम्युनिटी के लोग पेरिस में, जाओ गले लगाओ, छाती पे ऐसा मारो उनके, पंप करो लड़कों को और पेरिस घुमाओ आज पूरा पेरिस में। इंडिया का जो भी बेस्ट रेस्टोरेंट है वहां पे डिनर करवाओ भाई। उसके बाद दे गेट द टाइम टू प्रेप फॉर द फाइनल्स। 9 टीम 8 टीम, ओजी का तो उनको सबको आपस का, मतलब दोनों टीम को अपना आपस का सब कुछ पता है। बाकी 8 टीम का फाइनल्स के लिए प्रेप करने मिलेगा और ऑल्सो सर्वाइवल स्टेज से जो और 6 टीम जाएगी उसके लिए भी प्रेप करने टाइम मिलेगा। तो दे हैव इनफ टाइम टू प्रेप प्रॉपरली, स्ट्रेटेजाइज द प्लान्स एंड रोटेशंस या ड्रॉप्स जो भी है। आई होप गॉडलाइक भी अपना ड्रॉप्स फिगर आउट कर ले, ऑलरेडी कर चुकी थी इस लॉबी में, बट फाइनल्स में थोड़ा डिफरेंट टीम्स भी है, तो आई होप दे फिगर आउट, दे हैव लॉट्स ऑफ टाइम एंड दे प्रेप अप।
गॉडलाइक नहीं किया कहता है। गॉडलाइक मतलब जॉनी का टाइम जो था वो खेली था अपना डब्ल्यूसी के लिए, डब्ल्यूसी नहीं सिर्फ जीसी खेला था। जी नहीं जीसी नहीं रे, हाँ पता है इनविटेशन चैंपियनशिप पीएमआईसी समथिंग कुछ ना था सर, पता है यहाँ ना मेरे को वो टाइम मतलब गेम इंडिया में थोड़ा इश्यू हुआ था ना, फिर से बीजेएमआई फिर से चला गया था, तो इसलिए उनको कोई सपोर्ट नहीं मिला, तो होटल में खेलना पड़ा उनको। एडमिनो नाइस,
The Wolves were able in the final games yesterday to push themselves out of that bottom 3, and now they're facing some titans in this lobby. You got
nice सोमे जान है वे, गॉडलाइक सोमे जान है टीम का। नेड डीबीएस तगड़ा चलाता है वो बंदा। एक और किल, ओके बाय बाय, एक और किल नहीं गया, हाँ बाय बाय। ओए एडमिनो नॉक, चलो फुटा, हाँ वो
Now you got EA as well. Just fights happening all over the place, and they got to happen here pretty quickly because this is a very southern circle effect.
राउंड में बोल के रखता, कल मैं बोल के कहता राउंड में भाई किल लेके चिकन मारो, घुस के मारो, चिकन मिला नहीं वो घुस के पहले किल लो, 10-15 ऊपर पॉइंट लो, हैं
That little tiny angle, but oh, that one was a good one. Effect making it happen here with the S12. K1v2, that's how you do it.
The Arena having a bit of a struggle starts there on the drop in towards Neox, looking to get that early point accumulated off the back of it. And TT happy to take those duels quite comfortably. 3 Elim points. To start us off. Obviously Rondo's Rondo, so don't worry, there'll be a lot more action yet to come.
Oh yeah, non-stop.